Free updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
You want the inside scoop on the Sacramento Kings? Candles and Rami are giving it to you. Tune in every Thursday at 4 p.m. for an exclusive interview with a member of the Kings coaching staff.
You know, when you're talking about Foxy, we're going to utilize his speed. We're going to make sure the floor is spaced so he can get to the paint.
He has the potential, and we have no doubt in our minds that he'll be a huge part of our winning in the future.
From your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
You've heard the saying, penny wise, pound foolish, right? It means you do something that will save you a little bit right now, just pennies, but that ends up costing you pounds in the end.
People put off tuning up their furnace because they don't want to take the time or spend the money to get it done.
But it only takes 90 minutes and costs just $87, which is just pennies compared to the huge problems and expenses that can rack up if you don't get your furnace tuned up.
You'll also save money on your energy bills, and your system will last longer.
So don't be penny wise and pound foolish. Call Bell Brothers for a precision tune-up and professional cleaning today.
Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update. So all the big stuff coming up this fall, well, now you can say, you bet I'll be there. Because updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. And everyone 5 and older can get one. So this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
When the world's best players get fitted for new golf clubs, they want to see their ball flight outdoors. Why should you settle for any less? The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio is the area's unquestioned leader in delivering a new age of golf club fitting to Northern California. With 14 trained, skilled professionals to show you how to hit the ball farther and straighter, satisfied customers have increased their yardage, improved their games, and gained confidence. Call 916-808-2531 to get started. That's 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the power, business, technology to Sheba Studios, it's Sactown Sports 1140.
6. Sample rate quotes based.
Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown, but the Cardinals suffered a bigger loss. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the third play of the game.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3, and an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinals sideline to bring on the training staff.
Well, bad news for the Cardinals, good news for the 49ers and Deebo Samuel. After a scary-looking injury on Sunday, it turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain and could return before the playoffs. On the contrary, we have some bad news for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has opted to get season-ending surgery. And tonight, your Sacramento Kings take on the 76ers in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are our headlines. Let's start the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Oh, God. Ouch. Why is it that all your nerve endings are in your toes and your kneecap? Just right before we go on, I go to pull my chair in. I don't ever do this. I bang my knee right into the corner of this stupid table. That's not how you want to start a show. Good morning, everyone. I just had 84-year-old Tom Maley from the country station down here making fun of me because I'm wearing an Adidas jacket with Nike shoes. And I know you can't do that. But here's the thing. Let me go behind the scenes here. So, for those of you on YouTube, and hello, everybody, I'm wearing these shoes because the colors match with it. This will show you how much I care about shoes. Good morning, Nate, and I'll explain why I'm saying good morning, Nate, in a second, not Jay.
Good morning.
So,
probably smells really good in there right now.
Man, I'm freshly showered. Good to go. So you can't see, but there's these dates. There's a date on the back of this shoe. All right. And this is how much I don't know about things. When I got this shoe, I like the color scheme. I got it. Didn't really pay attention. The date on it is 4/13/16, right? So here's something I found out like 2 months ago. Well, 4/13/16 was Kobe Bryant's final game. These are Kobe shoes. And yeah, get on me for wearing Kobe's. It's fine, but actually they're really stupid comfortable. I actually like his version of shoes better than just about anything, but I get it. It's a little weird. But now, the late, great Kobe Bryant, now it's a different thing. So this is how much I know. I don't even want to tell you how much these shoes are worth. Now, listen, they're not worth much anymore because I've got like one of the loops is ripped off, and I wear them like normal shoes, but I did not. Apparently, I guess they're collecty shoes, with the date on it. You can look it up. I really wish I had never worn them. Let's put it that way, and just sold them off. I had no idea. I don't pay attention. The only thing I pay attention to is I like to match. That's why when players are wearing their jerseys and then they have some like rando colors on it, so I was like, I want to wear the purple. What really drives me crazy is when Kings players are wearing purple and yellow Laker color shoes, which happens. Foxy did that a couple of times.
The
right?
highlighters? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Drives me nuts. So you are here today, and thank you for that. I found out this is one of those things where I hate getting old because my memory can get challenged. So I found out on my drive in, I got a call from you. And
apparently you don't have my number saved either, which is fine.
I don't, which I'll have to.
That's normal. I don't do that either, but I just want to put it on the record.
I'm glad. I'll have to rectify that. You're right.
That's okay. Yeah, you probably. Just for business sake.
Is your name wireless caller?
Oh, I changed it legally. I had to get it changed.
All right. Let me see. Your name is Nate. That's Nate, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I found out that. Now, I knew that Jason was going to be gone today, and since he kind of already talked about why he was gone last week, I hope, knock on wood, that since it's already disclosed, that he won't care. But keep Jason in your thoughts, man. His kidney stones came back, and he called yesterday, and he's suffering. He was, took a bath, did all the things you're supposed to do, went to the doctor, and hopefully, I hope right now he's fast asleep, having passed his kidney stone overnight, and we'll have a blissful pain-free day, but I don't know. I have not spoken to him since yesterday evening when he called. And poor guy, they thought it was gone, but maybe it just like took a break or hit a wall, or I don't know, whatever kidney stones do. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I've never had one, and I don't want to have one, because everyone who's ever had one basically says it's like male version of having a baby, or so. It's like that type of pain, like the worst pain ever type of thing. So I don't want any part of that. So I knew Jason was going to be gone. I did not know Jay was going to be gone until about half an hour ago. I had no idea. And apparently he's doing administrative stuff. Now, I can almost guarantee Jay's going to say, no, I told you. And there's a 50-50 chance he did, but I feel like that would register more in my brain. Had I known they were both going to be gone, this has nothing to do with you. It's just you and me here, though. I would have scheduled probably a couple extra guests. On the other hand, I don't have anybody now. I mean, you and I are going to have fun.
Oh yeah.
There's nobody here to yell at me now.
Oh yeah.
I can talk about what I want. I can do what I want. Can't talk. You and I can just have fun. And what if we have the best show ever? Then what?
What if? I mean, that's a big what if, but it's on the table.
Let me check your sports knowledge here. If I say the name Wally Pipp, do you know who that is?
No.
No, it's all right.
Sorry.
Wally Pipp was first baseman for the New York Yankees.
Okay, I'm not a huge baseball guy
It's okay.
personally.
It's a good story to know. And Wally Pipp, one day, I forget what the injury or I don't know what the injury or sickness was, but he got replaced at first base by another guy because he had to miss a game. And that guy ended up, until Cal Ripken Jr. came along, having the longest streak of played games ever. His name was Lou Gehrig. And I guess that's kind of a story of, you never know. You miss one day, you never know who's going to come up in your place, and then maybe that's it. Now, I don't wish any of that on Jay and Jason. I love them, but what if the consultants are listening right now? They go, oh, my God, I've never heard this morning show as good as it was this morning with Dave and Nate.
That's a lot of pressure to put on me.
I'm not saying that you need to perform and your career depends on it. I'm just saying it would hurt.
It wouldn't hurt to have the best show.
By the way, let's get to know you real quick. We'll do this throughout the day because we do have to get to leading off. But what is your goal?
My goal?
We have a young group of bullpenners, and I say that with all respect as being a former bullpenner here, coming up, trying to make their way in the world. Guys like Frankie, guys like Chris, guys like you, guys like Jay, that are all trying to come up and do something. Are you still figuring it out? Do you want to be a show host? Are you trying to be a program director? What is your goal here?
I don't think being a show host is on the table for me.
Why not?
I don't have that talent. I'm not good at reading. Clearly, if you guys listen to the headlines,
the update, I will say you have your delivery is very unique on the updates.
You could say bad. You don't have to say unique.
I would say bad if it was bad. I would say usually most updates are like, and last night tough going for Kyler Murray, and you are very it's almost
monotone and boring.
Just you deliver the news without any
unbiased
unnecessary bias or emotion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
In other news, Kyler Murray, he hurt his knee and he may miss forever.
Well, that's sad. That's tough.
It is.
That's tough news.
It is tough news. I don't want you being all excited for it. Everyone has their own styles. It's fine. We've got everybody.
Yeah, mine's boring.
That's not boring. You're boring as somebody else's warm, cozy blanket.
Okay.
They can just roll themselves into and listen to.
Great.
No boring today though, because I got to lean on you. You got to be a personality for me. I'm not Jim Rome. I don't have that talent. I need someone to bounce stuff off.
But my goal, that's a very vague, big question.
Well, you're here.
I do love working with Frankie and Chris, though. I feel like, being the young guys working with the Kings, that is really fun, doing stuff with them.
So you're talking about what, going to games, covering the games?
Covering games, yeah, doing the Kings Weekly show, me and Chris do video stuff together, just all that. We've had to do game night together, us three, and that felt right. Maybe it wasn't the best show,
right?
But I think we did a good job.
So this is more than likely, and there's nothing wrong with this. Happens all the time. This is more than likely a brief stop in the big scheme of life. This is a brief stop to gather experience and help hone what you want to do in the future.
Yeah, specifically not working here at 1140, or Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports, thank you.
But
change the landscape.
maybe just being a board op in general, because I like video production. That's my thing.
You want to be an editor?
I want to edit. Yeah. Yes.
It takes a special personality to want to be an editor.
Yes. I like it.
To be in a room with monitors.
Yeah. It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's where the story comes together.
Put the little layout keyboard over your own keyboard. Are you a Final Cut guy? Are you an Adobe
I use
guy?
Vegas 20.
Vegas 20.
Magics.
You know what I'm hearing a lot about is this DaVinci.
Yes. Yeah. It's real popular. I went to Davis and because it's free. The base model's free.
I'm sorry.
So everyone uses DaVinci there. Yeah, I know. I'm a real entertaining guy. This is going to be the best show ever.
It is. I'm excited. Leading off, right? Oh, we got a break. Oh, do we have 1 minute? Is that what you said?
Yeah, we got.
You know what? Screw it. We'll play. Here's the thing today. All I'm trying to do is fill segments. Okay, so I have no problems pushing leading off to the next segment. So, which is what we've done for many, many years. So we can take the break in a few seconds, come back, and we'll just come back with leading off. And I also don't mind peeling back the curtain and having these conversations.
Yeah, I think the audience needs to know. They need to help push me through this too.
Let's see. Mike, Kevin, Muhammad, Russell. What is Russell saying? I shouldn't be at. What is Russell saying? Will Messi reach the final, or will Croatia play spoiler? Let's talk about it now in Sactown Sports. Yes, Russell and the 3 people care.
You're great.
I'm sorry, Russell. I'll be Russell. If it makes you feel better, I'm watching. Oh no! Crap. That's breaking news. All right, we'll take a break. I'm a big Mike Leach fan. He's passed away at 61. That's just in right now. Actually, probably a couple minutes ago because we were talking. All right, I'll write that in our notes. For those of you who don't know Mike Leach, listen, this isn't a huge college football area, and I understand that. And don't be ashamed for not knowing Mike. But Mike Leach is a character and beloved by many. The pirate himself, that comes off from a Friday Night Lights appearance. Some of the best rants ever, and not the angry, hateful rants about marriage, rants about. In fact, we'll try to play one a little bit later. Nate, I'm going to send you some audio for you to record if that's okay. When he was at Washington State, how would a Cougar do against the rest of the Pac-12? And Mike Leach is my spirit animal in the sense that the stupidest questions in the world he takes seriously and will break down. So obviously we'll be talking about Mike today. That's very sad news. He had a massive heart attack a couple of days ago, and I believe was in Starkville. He's Mississippi State head coach, and was holding on to life there. A lot of people praying for him, and Mike has moved on. So we'll talk about that a little bit today. But we've also got a ton of other stuff to get to, including game day. Kings continue that road trip. The second half, we have wrapped up another week in the NFL, and the NBA has announced some twists on awards. Count to 60. We'll be back with leading off after this.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Year-end pricing is in effect on every vehicle on the lot. Hurry to Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During Happy Honda Days, take advantage of our best offers of the year on our best selection of the year. Drive a new 2022 Honda Accord and get low lease or finance rates when you come in today. Plus, get top dollar for your trade-in. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Let's do it. It's time for Leading Off. Brought to you by Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge, where for over 60 years, their name means a great deal in Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com. Here's cut number 1.
It's off the iron, chased down by Marvin Bagley. He dribbled it out to Harrison Barnes. He fakes the 3, drives to the paint, kicks cross court. Mitchell from the left wing. He's got the bucket. Sacramento 45-30. 11 points now from Davion Mitchell, and the biggest lead of the evening for the Kings.
Well, let's hope we hear that again, and let's hope we hear that extended. Philadelphia favored by 5.5 tonight, and Domantas Sabonis has his work cut out for him. If the best center in the NBA is not Nikola Jokic, the best center in the NBA is Joel Embiid. And I think, honest to God, and I'm a huge Jokic guy, I really am. But if both are healthy and both are on, I'm probably taking Joel Embiid. He's not just one of the best centers in the NBA. He is an absolute force in the NBA. In fact, coming off a game, I want to say, what do you have, 53 the other night? Just ridiculous numbers for him. And it's going to, 53 points on 11 of 11 from the line. I mean, the dude just really doesn't have weaknesses, really, other than just you got to keep him on the court. And Philly, 14-12, and I don't think that record reflects how good they are. They're an up and down team. They have won 2 in a row, but that's against the Lakers and Charlotte. Prior to that, they had lost 3 in a row, including a 9-point loss in Houston to the Rockets. And yes, Joel Embiid played in that game, as did James Harden. So this is one of those Jekyll and Hyde teams. This is a team that has lost to Charlotte, has lost to a not great Minnesota team, has lost to the Wizards, has lost to San Antonio. They are gettable if you get them on the right night. Their next game after this will be against Golden State. So all you hope is that maybe they're looking ahead, and I'm reaching here right now. Sacramento coming off what many think, myself included, is their worst loss of the year. And by worst loss, not that the Knicks are the worst team they've played, but worst loss in the sense that they just really never, ever were in sync. They've had a couple of days to think about it. They've had a day to run through and practice a little bit. We don't have an update as of yet on De'Aaron Fox, although I do understand he ran through drills and all that yesterday, but will be a game time or slightly before game time decision. So that's tonight, pregame 3:30, tip-off at 4 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports number 2.
Cut number 2.
And the Patriots win it over the Cardinals as the final 10 seconds elapsed by the 27-13 final. So they had to have it, and they got it.
In the nobody cares but our boss Monday Night Football game, I would hope Nick Cattles was at least a little bit happy as the Patriots went into Arizona and they win 27-13. The Patriots are now 7-6. They are still in the thick of the playoff race. But the story here is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray very early on only threw one pass. It was 101 for 9 yards. One pass, and it sounds like he shredded his knee. All signs point to a tear, whether it's ACL, MCL, all the CLs, team officials talking to the press, and he's getting an MRI today. But all signs point to Kyler Murray being out. Now, Arizona's season was effectively over. We're late in the year. He'll miss this. If that's the case, he'll miss this in a large portion of the offseason. You hope he will be ready for the start of the season next year. But these things can be cumulative. They can, Kyler Murray is a speed quarterback as well as a guy with a bit of an arm. This could affect him in the future. And you never want to see, Kyler's been through a lot of crap. Whether it's on him or others is your place to determine. But it's been a tough year plus for Kyler Murray, freshly minted with that new deal. And that's really, really, really unfortunate. We'll talk a little bit later, not just about Kyler, but also about Coach Cliff Kingsbury, who, along with Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur, you don't have to go too far back to look at these guys as the darlings of the NFL, really, along with Kyle Shanahan. If you look at Shanahan, Peyton, LaFleur, and Kingsbury, they all look like young, handsome bros with the collared shirts on that you see at the clubs, holding a White Claw. Part of this young generation of coaches to come up and really get a lot of success. Shanahan's been arguably the most successful consistently, but Sean Payton's the one with the ring.
McVay.
what I say, I always do that, dude. Thank you. I always say Sean Payton instead of Sean McVay. Thank you for that. It took me forever to not say Derek Carr's brother, whatever the hell that
David.
is. Thank you, which now I can't remember. But McVay, who comes from, obviously McVay and Shanahan both come from football royalty with their families and fathers, and how involved, grandfathers, they were involved in the NFL. But Cliff Kingsbury, same thing. Enjoyed a lot of success in Arizona early on. LaFleur with the Packers, and now you look at it, really, with the exception of Kyle Shanahan, I don't think LaFleur and I'm certain McVay, their jobs are in jeopardy. Certainly not McVay, but Cliff Kingsbury, that's rough. I don't know what to do about that. And honestly, he's probably the least of those four I would pick. It's going to be very interesting that offseason in Arizona, who has talent. They have talent, but their biggest talent, arguably Kyler Murray, will almost certainly be out for the season. Number 3.
Cut number 3.
When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
That's Kevin Durant winning his MVP award. You're the real MVP. We all remember that. Why are we playing that? Because the NBA announced early this morning that they have now named, much like hockey, named or renamed many of their awards. We'll get into that a little bit at 6:28. We'll give you the full detail. The headliner is the Michael Jordan Trophy. That is for the MVP. The MVP will now be known as the Michael Jordan Trophy, or more accurately, it'll probably be like the Michael Jordan Trophy brought to you by Kia, or something like that. And every trophy has been kind of redesigned. Actually, I shouldn't say kind of. They have been redesigned. What I find funny, and we're on radio, so I can't really show you the picture here, but you might want to Google it. Michael Jordan, or a silhouette of what's supposed to be Jordan, is standing on one leg. It's a gold silhouette holding a crystal basketball reaching up to the sky. And I'll tell you the breakdown, what they put in the press release. I'm just saying, man. I'm trying to think. Could you get, like, maybe there's a more recognizable image of Michael Jordan you could have used? I'm trying to think. There's got to be somewhere.
It's being used on the shoes.
A picture, something. How do you not use the jump man? How do you not use the jump man as your MVP trophy?
Can you not? Are you allowed to?
Here's the thing, and that's the same thing somebody else said. Like, well, it's licensed. Dude, you telling me Nike and Jumpman would not roll over themselves to allow that Jumpman logo to be used? And every time that MVP award is presented forever,
synergy,
the ads, the exposure for the brand. I think this is more of an NBA decision than Jumpman and Nike saying no, but who knows? We'll take a break. When we come back, we will get into NFL Week 14. We'll get you Kyler's story as well, an update on Deebo Samuel and Brock Purdy and their injuries, and look at the standings a little bit as well. We get some highlights and more NFL next on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out with some areas of fog and some frost. It's a chilly start out there this morning. Bundle up. Temperatures by the afternoon reaching the low 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it comes to your home, everybody knows Bonnie is leading the way home. Right now, get $50 off any plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air service and make your home the best place in the world. Schedule an appointment at Bonnie.com.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision, and Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
ATM Mortgage.
Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell with a very unique program for homeowners over 55 years old. How would you like to cut your house payment in half and maybe get some cash out too? Give ATM Mortgage a call. 916-338-9400, 338-9400, or online at atmmortgage.net.
ATM Mortgage.
License under California CFL and MLS 223-4889.
It's Kia's season of giving at Folsom Lake Kia right now. Give yourself the gift of a brand new Kia from Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted Kia dealership for over 20 years. FolsomLakeKia.com. That's FolsomLakeKia.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, we know that the past year has been challenging to find the Honda you're looking to drive home. But now, at Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a steady basis, including new Accords, Civics, CR-Vs, and more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory is as large as it's ever been. So give Elk Grove Honda a chance to show you the new or pre-owned Honda you're looking for. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Today I'm at Elk Grove Dodge, where it looks like Vince Bloom, the big guy,
also known as Father Christmas.
Well, yeah, Vince, you are dressed like Santa, which means you must be giving out some sweet deals for the holidays.
There's nothing sweeter than saving money on trucks.
So I can expect some big savings on, say, new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns?
You read Santa's mind. Right now, during the Big Finish event at Elk Grove Dodge, save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Vince, $12,000 off new 2022 Bighorn Crew Cabs?
That's right.
$12,000 is a lot of money, and you've got enough for all of Santa's helpers because, you know, we've been very good this year.
I sure do. I've got 15 of these new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s, and they're all $12,000 off MSRP, starting at $42,520.
Now through January 3rd, save $12,000 on 15 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Only at Elk Grove Dodge in the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Include $6,000 in 2022 Big Finish and California retail bonus and bonus cash. Sample VIN 455, 158, expires 1/3/23.
Sactown Sports Headlines.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports Headlines. The Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown, but the Cardinals suffered a bigger loss. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the third play of the game.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. And an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left, and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinals sideline to bring on the training staff.
Well, we do have some good news for Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. After a scary-looking injury on Sunday, it turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain, and it's looking like he could return before the playoffs. On the contrary, some more bad news. This for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has opted to get season-ending surgery. But tonight, your Sacramento Kings take on the 76ers in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
You know they've been here for a combined 50 years. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Welcome back. Jason Ross, Jay Marr's out today. It's me. Now, it's funny. I'll be out tomorrow. I think we average about 2.8 times a week. We're all together, at least as of late. I love the Sactown Sports YouTube chat crew. They're now rating your updates, Nate, which is good, and they're pulling for you.
I got a phone call actually right before leading off. From Ben. I don't know. Is he a normal caller? Yeah. So he called me and he said, "I am the warm blanket he needs this morning."
You see that?
Even though I brought it up a little bit, I'm trying different things.
Yeah.
He did say he was at the Dave Chappelle show last night, and he needs a warm blanket this morning. And if I shouldn't even say this, but if he heard someone else's voice on this show, he would have drove off 50.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a really nice compliment from Ben.
He was referring to me.
He wasn't. He said someone specifically, but I will keep it under wraps.
Wow, here we go. Rivalry's already being formed.
Yes.
We're all pulling for you.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not at all. I'm enjoying myself so much.
No, you're not.
Emmanuel Acho is a former NFL player and a phenomenal analyst, and beyond analysis has really made a good career for himself, but nobody's perfect. And Acho's had some stinkers, and he did last week when he referred to Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert as a social media quarterback. It was basically saying, hey, listen, he's not as good as people think he is, and here's why. Well, that understandably raised the ire of not just Charger fans, but NFL fans, because Justin Herbert is a fantastic quarterback. And good for Acho. He apologized.
I got to start things off right. After Justin Herbert's performance yesterday, sorry is not enough. So I have self-imposed 3 punishments that I must adhere to. Now, number 1, though sorry is not enough, apology is necessary. The first thing, I will issue an apology immediately. This is immediately. Justin Herbert, it was my bad. This one's on me. You dominated last night. You were throwing strikes. You were throwing darts. Shame on me for doubting you last night in the present tense. I am sorry, Justin Herbert. Chargers fans, your boy Acho taking this L like a man, standing in it. I'm sorry. Second thing I must do, self-imposed punishment. I will not engage in the Tua Herbert debate for the rest of the regular season. The debate is still out there, but I will not personally engage. I will refrain for the rest of the regular season. If they see themselves again in the playoffs, we can talk then. Number 3, self-imposed punishment. I won't consider Sir Justin Herbert a social media quarterback until earliest week 18. I will not refer to Justin Herbert as a social media quarterback.
Yeah, dude, take the L. Justin Herbert is fantastic, was fantastic last night, especially when Justin Herbert is on the short list of quarterbacks that I think anyone would take to start an NFL team with. Obviously, guys like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen more than likely top the list. And I love the year Tua is having. I really do. And not to take anything away from him, although it sounds like I'm about to, but Tua also has an absolute mastermind as a head coach who learned from one of the best in Kyle Shanahan, and he has 2 of the best weapons in all of football in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, who Waddle would be a number 1 wide receiver on just about any team in the NFL. Last night was a Monday Night Football game that most of us didn't care about. This was the headline.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. And got an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left, and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinals sideline to bring on the training staff.
Yeah, it was a sad scene. You saw it with Deebo Samuel, and obviously the news far better for him than what we think it'll be for Kyler Murray. But Kyler, very emotional. Teammates very emotional as well. And Cliff Kingsbury, it's all you can do. He said after the game, you got to keep playing NFL football.
You see teams go through it every week, but you lose your starter on third play of the game. Kind of a deal, non-contact. It's just tough to watch and see, and got to be able to rebound and continue to play the game, though.
Props to Colt McCoy, who is a journeyman, came in and was ready to go, did the best he could, but obviously Kyler Murray weighing on his mind as well.
As a group, we've just got to buckle down and play well together, practice well together, and finish these last 4 games out, one at a time. And I think that will be my focus. And, it sucks for Kyler.
Not effective, unfortunately, but a tough spot for him to be in. Imagine, after one pass, you're called to come in and finish the game on Monday Night Football against Bill Belichick and the Patriots, 27-40 with 1 pick, did not throw a touchdown, was sacked 6 times in the game, a QBR of 18.2. That's obviously not going to cut it, but there is talent on that team in the receiving corps. DeAndre Hopkins and Marquise Brown, along with Robbie Anderson, who came over from Carolina. That is seriously a very talented receiver core, and James Conner is just fine catching passes out of the backfield. In fact, last night he had 6 catches for 29 yards. There is talent there. There is talent on Arizona. They just have to figure it out and get it together. And I really, really don't think Cliff Kingsbury is going to last to next year. Dre Greenlaw had his ball. We talked about it yesterday. A couple of balls signed by Tom Brady that were picked, and he was asked about it yesterday.
Brady, after the game, to have him sign that ball, what inspired you to do that?
Man, the worst thing he could tell me is no. So, I was always told, if you don't ask, you'll never know. So,
to have the cojones, hey, Tom, you're the greatest. Could you sign this pick? And the fact that Tom did it, as we said yesterday, is fantastic. The fact that he did it is fantastic. And not only is that first off, great piece of memorabilia to have in your house. Secondly, if you're ever in financial trouble after the NFL, I imagine a Tom Brady signed interception he threw might be worth a little bit of money. Tom Brady was aware those weren't the only crappy throws he made. I'm saying crappy because I can't say what he said on the air.
They kicked our ass. It's the reality of this sport. And every time you take the field, you have the opportunity to get your ass kicked or to kick ass. And obviously we're on the wrong end of it today. Yeah, I made throw to Mike. At the end of the day, it's a terrible throw. So you got to make it.
It was interesting, too, because you saw Tom Brady and Mike Evans yelling and screaming at each other a little bit on the sideline, which I think we've all kind of learned by now that when you see that 99% of the time, that's just normal stuff that's out there for everyone to see. But when you've got competitive players, competitive people that want to win, they're going to go at it with each other. Todd Bowles, the head coach, was also aware of the homecoming for Tom Brady as well, but he had to keep his team, or tried to keep his team, focused in San Francisco.
We feel better about the team. We don't play the game for one guy, regardless of who it is. We don't play this game or coach it for one guy. We play it as a team. We got to block for him. We got to play defense for him. He's got to throw the ball for us. It's a team effort when we win. It's a team effort when we lose. And today was a complete team effort of losing and getting our asses kicked.
That's pretty well done. He's right. It was a team effort of getting your butts kicked. And yeah, you can't be sitting there saying, well, I don't know. I don't know that there's anything wrong with maybe in the pregame saying, hey, let's get there for Tom. He's at home. Let's play extra well. Whatever you need to motivate. I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, it was a bad game for the Buccaneers and a great game for the 49ers with a couple of exceptions. And they got some, I guess you would say, decent news yesterday about Deebo Samuel. A handful of Niners still having tests as of yesterday, but according to the team, it is a sprained medial collateral ligament in the left knee for Deebo, as well as a sprained left ankle. He will miss time, but there were no broken bones, and he is, quote, expected to return at some point during the regular season. As for Brock Purdy, he talked about the oblique. He's considered day-to-day with what they're calling a rib and oblique injury. They did not practice yesterday, but they had to release an estimated injury report because they do play Thursday night. Purdy was listed as a limited participant, which is a positive sign for him to play in Seattle against the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. It's a short week, but it's also a week where if the Niners win, they will clinch the NFC West. We'll take a break. The NBA had a night last night. They have new awards, and we've got thoughts, both new names and new looks for the trophies. We'll get to it next.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people that play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports 1140. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility, and Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality, and Safe Credit Union. Let us put you first.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, and the primetime football giveaway, it's back. They're giving away a total of $500 for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento, with plenty of well-lit parking and some of the best food in a friendly environment. For more information on tournaments and gaming, please log on to capital-casino.com, and please gamble responsibly. As always, 1-800-GAMBLER. Ooh, there's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, we want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months. For only $49, take advantage of the 30-point tune-up today. Proudly servicing the community since 1981, American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for only $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, is also Northern California's #1 Honda certified pre-owned vehicle dealer.
Come see our amazing selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. We have something for everyone. Don't shop dealer to dealer trying to find the perfect used car. Stockton Honda has the selection, financing, and savings you want. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. Stockton Honda.com.
Based on 2021 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has an idea that is going to revolutionize our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm going to miss her. Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. That's our thing.
I miss my baby. Someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is open with a refurbished lobby and now serving adult beverages. Opening Thursday, Avatar, The Way of Water, an IMAX 3D experience. The anticipated sequel is here. See Avatar, The Way of Water on the largest screen in Sacramento at the Esquire IMAX Theater with all showings in spectacular IMAX 3D.
We cannot let you bring your war here. Outcast. That's all they see.
Avatar, The Way of Water opens Thursday. Get tickets and reserve seating for opening weekend at IMAX.com/Sacramento.
Stimulating conversation about kitchen gadgets and baseball cards.
I think that's really crazy interesting.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Speaking of kitchen gadgets, I had my mom over for her birthday with my dad last night, and she's always wanted one of them KitchenAid stand mixers, so we all got her one. I put the video out. She was very surprised, and of course my mother, being my mother, first thing she says, she points to the box, she goes, 10 attachments available. They don't give them to you, but they're available. My mom's always looking for the angle. My mom's an angler. The new NBA awards are out. They're the new old NBA awards. 6 new trophies for the Performance Award winners honoring NBA legends. wins. And the MVP they got right, Michael Jordan Trophy. He is the most. You can have the whole argument about who's the best. Michael Jordan is the most iconic NBA player of all time when you count everything in there, and a great. Honestly, I know they've already got Bill Russell. What is he? The Finals Award winner, I want to say. I was a little surprised with Mr. Russell passing away over the summer that he didn't get adjusted there, and then it would have made sense to have the Michael Jordan Finals MVP trophy, being that he won 6 of them. But I get it, and all in addition to new names, they're all different trophies. And this is how they describe the Michael Jordan MVP trophy. The bronze trophy features a player breaking out of a rock to reach for the ultimate rock, a crystal basketball. From the bottom to its top, the patina of the trophy grows more burnished, raw to refined, signifying the MVP's hard work and progression from entering the league to achieving the NBA's greatest individual honor. The trophy's reach symbolizes an MVP's endless chase for greatness. I mean, they've got a lot of different things in here. The trophy is 23 inches tall and weighs 23 pounds. Michael Jordan was number 23. I appreciate that. 23.6, excuse me. 23 for the number, 6 for the championships. Its 5-sided base is a nod to Jordan's 5 league MVPs. The namesake badge is 6-sided, a nod to Jordan's 6 championships. The 15-degree angle of the base is a nod to Jordan's 15-season career. They really thought this out. The crystal basketball consists of 23 points, a nod to his jersey number, and the basketball measures 1.23 inches in diameter in reference to the singularity of the MVP and, again, Jordan's number. Okay, you're really that's a little tweaky there. Here's my thing. It's fine. It's fine. But again, was there maybe, I don't know, another image of Michael Jordan that might, be more symbolic of Michael? Jerry West is the logo. You see it at the center of the court and everywhere the NBA logo is. And there's been talk about changing the logo. No offense to Mr. West, but he's not Michael Jordan. Changing it to the Jumpman. And that's probably never going to happen. But are you telling me players wouldn't rather have the MVP trophy be the Jordan Jumpman? Have him holding the basketball in that iconic legs splayed, arms out pose? And some might say, well, hold on, Dave. No, can't do that. It's trademark. Uh-huh. You're telling me that the NBA would have any issue with Nike and the Jordan brand with getting a license to use the logo on the trophy, which would ensure that in perpetuity, anytime the trophy is unveiled and presented or shown, it's a free ad for the Jordan brand. I'm pretty sure Nike would have said, that's fine. But whatever, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, just wondering. The Jerry West Trophy, speaking of Jerry, awarded, this is interesting, to the clutch player of the year. The clutch player of the year. Voted on by a media panel based on nominations from NBA head coaches. The award will honor the NBA player who best comes through for his teammates in the clutch. Jerry West was, of course, known in part as Mr. Clutch. Chick Hearn gave him that nickname. I don't know. How do you signify? That's going to be an interesting one, because there's actually stats that break down clutchability, not a word. There's actually stats that break that down, but I don't think that's what this is. It's going to be, who would you want taking that last shot? I would imagine. Seems very ambiguous. I can't wait to see the actual the stuff they put out with the ballots to direct the voters.
If they do use stats, do you think Fox stands a chance? Because if they're not using stats, if they're using eye test, it's going to be someone like Curry.
Yes.
Do you think Fox stands a chance for the Jerry West Award?
No, I think we can think about times in his career where he's been clutch. But I think you're exactly right. It's going to be guys like Steph Curry. It's going to be, I mean, I'm trying to think, like Michael Jordan was an easy one. Kobe Bryant was an easy one. Steph Curry tends to be an easy one. But again, clutch. I used to work with another Nate. This is one of my favorite arguments we've ever had on the air, and it spilled off the air. Nate Goodyear. And Nate and I worked together for a long time, and we used to always argue about clutch. And Nate said there's no such thing as clutch. And this is what I refer to as a nerd argument this is where stats go awry. Because the thought process there is that, and technically it's correct, that a 3-point shot in the fourth quarter is a 3-point shot in the first quarter. The defense is still there. The basket doesn't move. There's not a sudden gust of wind. The shot you take in the fourth, it's the same exact dimensions as the shot you take in the first. The pitch you throw in the 8th or 9th inning is the same as in the first or the second, on and on and on. And his thing was there's no such thing as clutch. Now, clutch really is another term for pressure. Who performs the best under pressure? And this argument went on and on and on. And then finally, and I can't remember if this was on the air or off the air, but I snapped. And I said, I'll tell you what, Nate, let's do this. You know that game Operation? Some of you may not remember, but you used to have the little, the tweezers. And there'd be like a guy laying down like a board game with a little red nose that would light up if when you went in to go pull the little elbow bone out with your little tweezers, if the metal touched the metal where the little hole was, the red nose would go, and you lose your turn or whatever. So I said, all right, let's do this. I'm going to come over to your house today, and I'm going to bring a game of Operation. And I say you play 4 games, and let's keep all the stats. How many times the red nose goes off? How many times it doesn't? How you do? Let's just get a good 4 or 5 games. And I'm going to give it a couple of days. And Nate, at the time, I think he was single, but he had a cat that he loved very much. And I said, I'm going to come over in 2 days, and I'm going to bring a revolver. And I'm going to grab your cat. I'm going to put the gun to the cat's head. And if you make that red nose go off any more than your average from 2 days before, it's bye-bye Friskies. Cat just splattered against the wall, dude. I'm going to hold your cat, and the cat's going to stare at you while you're sweating and shaking and playing this game of Operation. And let's just see what your baseline success rate is with a gun to your cat's head. Now, obviously, an extreme, example, and I would never harm a kitty. But the point is the idea that pressure and clutch does not exist. Anyone who thinks that pressure and clutch does not exist is A, probably never played a sport. B, if they did play, didn't understand the sport. And C, has never had to make decisions under pressure. Some people function very well. Some people do not. My theory is this. Nobody functions better under pressure. I think it's a matter of the people that function worse under pressure versus those that don't decline in their performance as much. So there you go. The Jerry West Award to the most clutch player ever. There's a few others in there, but that's the one. We'll I'm sure you'll hear and see much about that in the coming weeks. We'll take a break. A lot of news we're just going to clean up here in the next segment to finish out the hour, including the passing of Mike Leach. We'll have some audio for you there of his personality. A stat that will make many of you feel very, very old. And the University of Texas has suspended their basketball coach with some very serious charges on the back end of that. We'll clean all that up.
Real quick, Dave, before we go to break,
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We have Sean Salisbury calling in at 8, right?
8:13.
8:13.
Yeah.
I want to remind everybody listening that all guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, there you go. I'm glad. You know what? I'm glad we didn't go to break. I had actually forgotten about that temporarily, and you reminded me and everybody else, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, everyone needs to know.
When we come back, we'll clean all the rest of that up. Sactown Sports.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. The Kings continue their 6-game Eastern Conference road trip Tuesday against the Sixers.
Shovels it out to Mezzi, dribble handoff to Murray, stops, launches for 3, scores the triple.
Coverage starts at 2:30 on Sactown Sports.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated. especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell and Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell and Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Sacramento area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 500 Capitol Mall, Suite 2060, Sacramento, California, 95814. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Byers Enterprises.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out with some areas of fog and some frost. It's a chilly start out there this morning. Bundle up. Temperatures by the afternoon reaching the low 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Holiday lights are hassle-free with Byers Leaf Guard gutter systems. The only one-piece seamless gutter guaranteed to be clog-free. Save up to $700 off installation labor. Visit that'sbyers.com for details.
That's Byers.
Our Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
Buying a new Acura is an easy decision, and Acura of Stockton makes buying easy. Come and see us today or shop online. If we don't have it, you can pre-select your favorite Acura and pick it up when it arrives. No contracts or deposits required. It's that easy. Plus, we'll pay top dollar for your trade whether you buy from us or not. Don't settle for less than the quality of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or online at AcuraofStockton.com.
I'm Craig Ashton with the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. It may sound contradictory for a personal injury firm to wish you a safe holiday season, but we at Ashton & Price wish that no one has to suffer an injury in an automobile collision. But if you're an accident injury victim, you can lean on Ashton & Price to do all the legal legwork and introduce you to the best medical care providers in the area. So during this holiday season, you can focus on your health and your family. So from all of us at Ashton & Price, we advise you to have the happiest and safest of holidays.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
ATM Mortgage.
When times get tough, you need a lender that gets even tougher. Hi, Jeff Tarbell with ATM Mortgage. We can still show you an affordable path to home ownership, and all you have to do is call 916-338-9400. That's 338-9400, or online at atmmortgage.net.
ATM Mortgage.
License under California CFL and MLS 223-4889.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
The all-new NBA app is happening and has you covered from coast to coast. With live tip-offs at your fingertips and highlights right as they happen.
Steph Curry drills the three.
Catch every can't-miss moment before, during, and after the game. And behind the scenes like you've never seen.
Let's go.
It's all access, all the time.
Get on 3, 1, 2, 3.
All in one app. Because if it's happening in the new NBA app. So get the app today.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7, with supplies and solutions for every industry, and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My mother owned Christmas. Well,
Not in a literal sense, of course, but she had an extraordinary way of making sure the holiday was perfect for her family. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'll never forget my daughter's first Christmas when every present under the tree was for my mother's first granddaughter, while the rest of us had to look in the spare bedroom for our gifts. Now, those memories always bring a smile to my face. My mother always taught, have a bit of Christmas in my home every day of the year. That could be a tiny happy Santa bauble, a sparkling memento on the wall, or a comfortable rocking chair. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you find the perfect accent piece for every room in your home during their annual holiday sale, including unique mirrors, clocks, wall art, rugs, chairside tables, curios, accent chairs, recliners, lamps, and more. You'll find that perfect bit of Christmas for your home. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. It's Sactown Sports 1140. Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown. The Cardinals suffered a bigger loss, however. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the third play of the game.
Here's the highlight.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up. Looking
More of a low light.
takes off. Running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line. A gain of 3. And got an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinal sideline to bring on the training staff.
Well, we do have some good news for the 49ers and Deebo Samuel. After a scary-looking injury on Sunday, it turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain, and he could return before the playoffs. On the contrary, more bad news for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has opted to take season-ending injury surgery. And tonight, your Sacramento Kings face the Philadelphia 76ers at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are your headlines. Now let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, we're back. I want to see some scores out of 10. All of you commenting on Nate's updates there. I love them. I say 10 out of 10, but, I'm biased.
I would like ranks on all of them.
Yeah.
If you guys want to drop numbers in there.
I want to see numbers after each one of your updates, top and bottom of the hour. You're doing updates because Jay is out today, which was news to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's always good to find that out 30 minutes before the show. Jason is out today. He is he's dealing with those kidney stones, man. So keep him in your thoughts. The poor guy, I talked to him yesterday. He was in a lot of pain, and Jason's an Iron Man, so he will be back. Hopefully, he is, like I said, he is resting blissfully, and because he passed his kidney stone, and that's like when I will say this: I've never had a kidney stone, but as a sufferer of migraines, I understand having ailments that a lot of people don't understand. I don't make that mistake with kidney stones. I've never had one. I don't want one, and I cannot imagine how bad that is. So keep him in your thoughts, and hopefully he will be back tomorrow, because I will be out. I will actually I'm actually going to be, I won't say what I'm doing. I will be in a court case that is not of mine and has nothing to do with me or my job or anything, but it'll be a first experience for me being on a witness stand, and I'm very much looking forward to that tomorrow. So that's I will be out due to a subpoena tomorrow. That's a first. And no, I'm not lying. And I believe it will be Jason and Jay. All right. A lot of stuff to get to here. First off, Mississippi State football coach Mike Leach has passed away this morning. Complications related to a massive heart attack. He suffered, I think, Saturday. It was either Friday or Saturday. The Leach family, in a statement released today by the school, that he did participate in organ donation as a final act of charity. It's a sad situation. If you're not a college football fan, you may not know Mike Leach. If you are, even a fringe college football fan, you probably came across Mike Leach, who was a great coach, but also touched a lot of lives, other coaches. His nickname was the Pirate. He had an affinity for pirates. He even had a life-size statue of a singing pirate in his office when he was at Washington State, which was a gift from Bobby Knight, who was at he was the basketball coach at Texas Tech when Leach was there as football coach. Anyways, he was. This is a guy that not only was a fantastic football coach, but loved the outdoors, loved to travel. He graduated in the upper 25% of his class with a law degree from Pepperdine, my sister's alma mater, and co-authored a book on Geronimo and the Apache leaders' approach to leadership. He grew up mostly in Cody, Wyoming. He earned his degree from BYU, where he played rugby. Didn't even play football in college, but studied Hall of Fame BYU coach Lavelle Edwards. Again, this is a very well-lived life. This is the guy that came up with the air raid term for the air raid offense, and affected everybody from future number one pick Tim Couch to current Arizona Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury. But where Mike Leach was mainly, or I shouldn't say mainly, where many people knew Mike Leach, even if they didn't know they did, was from his many entertaining rants he'd go off on. See, the thing about Mike is that you could ask him about coffee. You could ask him about Netflix. You could ask him as to why, and we'll have this sound later, he picked a team captain, picked the person he did. And one day when he was in Pullman at Washington State, he was asked about like what would happen in a Pac-12 mascot fight. And this is where I just love the man so much, because he's a man after my own heart. It doesn't matter the dumb question. It's like would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? You give the question thought as if your life depended on it. Mike did that, and here's what he had to say in the middle of a press conference.
First of all, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that. I'm going to say the Wildcat's out. The Trojan, does he have a horse, or is he on foot? Does he have a bow and arrow, or just his sword? The Bruin, definitely formidable. Another bear up there at Cal. The tree, I imagine that tree's going to get chopped down, unless we're going to go with a bird and somebody might get pecked or something. I don't know. The duck might lose interest and just fly away and get out of there, which may be good advice under the circumstances. The husky, no chance. The beaver, we'll see how long that beaver can hold his breath. The ute, again, we're back to, is he on horseback? Does he have a bow and arrow? Did he trade for a rifle? I mean, because if that ute's got a rifle, there's some definite problems. You'd have to get one of those Harry Potter activists to read up on how you kill a Sun Devil, because there's a lot of outside stuff there. As far as a beast alone, a buffalo's going to be pretty hard to tangle with. I mean, a buffalo's utterly outstanding. Did I leave any of them out? The cougar will find a way. Clear-minded and crafty, a combination of stay out of harm's way and attack when you get your chances or your openings.
Mike Leach. Now, one time he was asked about why he picked a team captain. There may be many reasons, great player, solid leader, a lot of different reasons to pick a team captain to represent your team for that day. Well, Mike Leach always put thought into it, and on this particular day, he had a very unique reason to pick his team captain.
So then I thought, well, all the guy really does is a coin toss. And then I decided, one of the most screwed up things about this country is the fact that in order to do anything, in order to cross the street, we always have to have a committee, and I said, and so I figured, well, screw the committee. We really only need one guy. And now he's got to be smart enough to call either heads or tails. That's it. And so then I thought about, well, should I get the biggest guy on the team or the littlest guy on the team? And then I thought, well, Jamal Morrow was on The Price is Right and was fairly lucky and went to the final round and almost won the sucker. And then was closest to the price, but he's over by like $3. The other person's under by like $60, but since he's over, he loses. And so I figured, well, Jamal Morrow's a lucky guy. And plus he's got pretty good energy to him and stuff like that. So why not Jamal Morrow? And so then Jamal Morrow goes out and did have an amazing knack for winning the toss. And then, wins it almost all the time. Literally. I'm serious about this. I don't know what his record is, but it's something incredible. And then, but I don't even really care about that because one way or the other, you get the ball one half or the other, except one time when I played Nebraska. Oh, I'll tell you a story on that in a second. So hold on to your hat. And then, So Morrow goes out there and he had a funny tendency to win. Then I'm thinking, I don't want to sit here and think of and sort out a new guy to do it. So Jamal Morrow has gone out there for the coin toss for about 2.5 years and quite honestly done a tremendous job in my opinion. Then we got on a roll. And so then I liked it even better.
Mike Leach will be missed. And there's a lot more where that came from. If you get a chance, you're on social media or on Google, just Google, take a moment when you have a break today, you have some downtime, just Google Mike Leach rants, just watch him. He's a unique character. He will be missed by many in and outside of the football world. We still have some other stories to get to, including Texas suspending their head coach, a basketball thing that's going to make you guys feel very, very old, but I can put that in whenever. And coming up next, top of the hour, bottom of the hour. Wait, where are we at? We're at 7:12, aren't we? What?
Middle of the
hour.
Kinda.
Boy, this is what happens. I got all my segments mixed up.
Sound like me right now.
You know what? I love that we're pushing forward, though.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to get into Kings and Philly coming up here in a few NFL Power Rankings. But next, 3 for Madness right after this.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hi guys, it's Andrew with Coastside Clinic. Are you struggling with ED and sick of the pills? Well, we have a major medical breakthrough. The WAVE technology at Coastside Clinic was tested by Cambridge University and the Cleveland Clinic, and the results are in. It's proven to increase blood flow by repairing blood vessels. No pills and no side effects. If you're ready to put a stop to your ED by treating the root cause, call us now. And not only will the assessment and blood flow ultrasound be free, we'll also include something unique. I don't think I've ever seen it fail. This is a $600 value, free to those that call in the next 2 minutes. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000. Guys, put a stop to your ED and get your love life back. Call Coastside Clinic now to qualify. 916-603-2000. That's 916-603-2000.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Question 1.
Dave.
Hi, just real quick, want to remind everybody, those tuning in new, that Jay and Jason are out today. It's myself, it's Nate Littlefield, stepping up to the plate, getting the call to the big leagues. We appreciate that. And we've got 3 for Madness, and you're in charge. So question 1.
Question number 1. Should Cliff Kingsbury hold on to his job that he has right now in Arizona?
Well, there's 2 questions here. Should and will he? Should is more difficult. Cliff Kingsbury is he's a little bit of an enigma. There are those that think he is a young genius, and he is young. He's only 43 years old. He played from 03 to 07 professionally, including in the Canadian League. And then he has been coaching now for 14 years, which is crazy considering he had a full career and then played. He's a football guy.
Where was he before this?
Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Which is where the Mike Leach connection was. He was very successful at Texas Tech and employing that air raid offense, but he is also 28-33, or should I say 28-33-1 as a head coach in the NFL. He was a big get for Arizona at the time, but he's had up and down success with Arizona. Now, his first year, he was 5-10. Now, you always want to give a coach a little bit of a bye, especially when taking over a program, whether it's college or NFL. It's going to take a moment. Secondly, he then went 8-8, turned it around to 500 in 2020. And then last year, he was 11-6. He finished second in the NFC West, his team did. And they lost to the Rams, the eventual champion, in the wild card game. They added DeAndre Hopkins. They added Hollywood Brown, Hopkins a year ago. They have John Connor. There's a lot of offensive talent on this team. They lost Chandler Jones. They lost some other guys. You could make a case that this year is not on Cliff Kingsbury, but what I worry about is, has he lost that team? As he lost that team, are they rudderless? They've made a lot of big mistakes this year. That being said, Josh McDaniels is almost certainly going to keep his job next year with the Raiders, but he's in the first year of his deal. Cliff Kingsbury would be entering the fifth year of his deal. That being said, I think Arizona's going to look for a different direction. Should he keep his job? You could make the argument he deserves another year. Will he keep his job? I do not think so. I think they'll have a brand new head coach in Arizona next year.
I think the problem with Cliff is that he hasn't done enough with the talent around him.
Yeah.
And his team is old now. He brought in guys like J.J. Watt. I think the best thing he did was probably that Hopkins trade, which I don't know how involved he was with that, because that was a steal. That was the Texans just giving away everything for nothing. So James Conner's getting older. Everyone's getting banged up. J.J. Watt, he plays 2 games a season. As a Niners fan, I want him to stay there, I think. It's hard to say because I think he has the potential to be a really good coach. But this team, it's just not working. It's not working anymore.
Well, I agree with you. And that's why I think they'll be going next year. He will be number 2.
Question 2.
All right, number 2. We're talking those NBA awards again. They have new names. We're talking about the Jerry West Award.
Yeah.
How do you feel about all these new names?
It's a marketing thing. It's fine. I'm not going to get all up in arms. Well, I like the old way. Whatever. It's fine. And I do like the Michael Jordan MVP. I don't know about the Clutch Award. We never got to the rest of them. The John Havlicek Trophy for the 6th Man of the Year. Could have been Manu Ginobili, but I get it. The George Mikan Trophy for Most Improved Player. It's fine. What I'm missing some here.
Who's in line for that this year, you think?
Most Improved?
Yeah.
Oof. There's a few coming up in a little bit. There's a brand new article on Domantas Sabonis talking about the breakout year he's having. He's not going to get Most Improved, by the way, but he is having himself a fantastic year. Jerry West Clutch Player Trophy. Oh, the Hakeem Olajuwon Defensive Player of the Year Award. I like that. You could make arguments for other players known as much or more for their defense, but it's really hard to go wrong with the Dream. The Wilt Chamberlain Rookie of the Year Award. So they've really, very much, it's very, very hockey-ish. You know what I'm saying? It's very hockey-ish and how they're doing that. And I don't know that that's ever going to catch on necessarily, but I'm fine with it. It's marketing. It's neat. I'm not going to get all up in arms about that. Number 3.
Question 3.
The Kings called up Neemias Queta in Philly. Do you think it'll help?
Queta, that's fine.
Neemias. Okay, Neemias Queta.
They called up Queta.
Called up Queta.
Yes.
Queta has been called up in Philly. Is it going to help against Embiid?
It's a big body, and I'm glad. I'm glad because Neemias Queta has worked his butt off in Summer League. Or
G League.
Summer League.
He's been looking good in G League.
He has.
He's been looking really good.
He has. Now, we do this all the time. And by the way, let me be clear. Number 1, just because something's a trend doesn't mean that it's a reality for everybody. Number 2, I am really rooting for Neemias Queta. I am. Seems like a wonderful guy. He's the pride of Portugal. Has worked his tail off. I just don't want to get lost in G League numbers because we've seen that a lot through the years. Guy will just dominate in the G League. We've had guys, I remember a time when Scal Sierra went down to the G League and just owned it. But it doesn't always transfer. Here's what will transfer with Neemiqueta: his body, because he is much like Sabonis. They're both moose. They're just huge and thick, and that's half the battle right there, is having that body. Now, it's not just him being tall and having some muscle on him, though. He also has and this goes back to college, he has this nose for the ball on defense. He knows how to block shots, and he knows how to defend the middle. I think the thing with Kata is going to be two things. Number one, hey, welcome to the NBA. Here's Joel Embiid. I don't know that he's even going to play tonight, much less if he does get serious minutes. I think a lot of it might just be Sabonis foul trouble insurance. But it also just kind of underscores how out of the rotation and how bad, or, I don't want to say in the doghouse, because I don't think either of them done anything wrong, but there just does not seem to be a lot of confidence or faith in Alex Len or Rashawn Holmes. And really with Rashawn Holmes,
I think Alex is out tonight too. I saw out with illness.
And that's why Kate is up. And with Rashawn, it's just fallen. I really would be, depending on the market, I really would be surprised if Rashawn Holmes is here past the trade deadline. It obviously isn't working here, which is really sad when you consider what he was doing, 2 years ago, the season before last, compared to now. He's just completely fallen apart. This is going to be interesting. What I would caution Kings fans on is just keep your expectations low. Don't put too much pressure in your head on the kid. And I say that lovingly. It's a tall order, and for all we know, they're just bringing him up to get some bench experience and some help. Maybe they will play him 20 minutes tonight. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying I highly doubt it. I would be mildly surprised if he got in the game unless it was a blowout situation. I would be really surprised, no matter the situation, barring a knock on wood injury, that he played any more than 3 to 5 minutes. Who knows? But if they do have him playing significant minutes tonight, that's going to be a tall order for him. We will take a break. Let's clean up some of the stuff we haven't cleaned up yet, including what's going on in Texas with their head coach. Like I said, an NBA event that's going to make you feel a little bit old. And if we have time, also NFL power rankings. We got to get to the Kings in Philly tonight as well. Don't go away. We're right back on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
There's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the holidays this winter. At American Energy Heat and Air, they want to make sure your furnace is running safely and efficiently during these cold months for only $49. Take advantage of their 30-point tune-up today. I did. I took advantage of it in the spring, got my air conditioner taken care of. They were out at my house checking everything. It was so cool. They didn't know it was me. I had my wife sign up so they wouldn't know it was me. Wanted to do that test. They were so polite, so nice. Didn't try to sell me on anything. Just took care of my AC, and I was nice and cool all summer. American Energy, proudly servicing the Sacramento community since 1981, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Book your tune-up today for just $49. Call 916-520-9990 or visit them at AmericanEnergyAir.com.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does, and is here to help With digital tools to help you save and local experts in Central New York, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/Central New York. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC equal credit opportunity lender.
At Folsom Lake Honda, in addition to great prices on new Hondas, we stock the best selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, and each one of those vehicles is priced to sell now.
With new cars in high demand, Folsom Lake Honda has a great selection of quality one-owner trades with low miles, and each is priced to sell now. Every used vehicle on the lot comes with a Carfax vehicle history report and has passed a safety inspection. Shop our entire selection at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Sactown Sports headlines.
This one's for the YouTube chat. I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. The Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown, but the Cardinals suffered a bigger loss. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the third play of the game.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. And got an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left, and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinals sideline to bring on the training staff.
Good news for Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. After a scary-looking injury this Sunday, it turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain, and he could return before the playoffs. On the contrary, we have some bad news in the NBA for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has opted to get season-ending surgery. Tonight, your Sacramento Kings take on the 76ers in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are our headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Got a take? Make sure it's a hot one.
Take a shot right now.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Jason and Jay out today. Hopefully back tomorrow. Seeing these, look at these rankings coming in for your update. Kevin with an 8, Russell 9 to 10.
Oh, those are good. Those are good.
Waiting on MC though.
He's a low bar. I know.
Yeah. 8 from MC.
All right.
Wow.
He was a 4.5 before. That's good.
Saying he almost doubled it.
Yeah, he said I swallowed the mic, but that's okay. There's always things to work on.
Always things to work on. That's what we strive here at Sactown Sports. Again, Jay and Jason back tomorrow. Hey, guess what? Was asking the question not too long ago, I'd say a segment or two ago, with the new branded NBA awards. Was wondering why the Michael Jordan MVP award, which is what it is called now, was not the Jumpman logo. We kind of had fun talking about that. Well, here out of the Charlotte Observer, in talking to a number of people that were involved in the design of the trophies, and specifically the Michael Jordan MVP trophy, I'll read you the following paragraph. One of the most intricate details surrounds the trophy's actual figure. It's not Michael Jordan. Made out of bronze, the trophy features a generic NBA player breaking out of a rock and reaching for a crystal basketball. Apparently, this was the brainchild and part of Michael Jordan. Jordan wanted it to be universal. Quote, he was really keen on saying, look, what's the name of the award? It's the Michael Jordan Most Valuable Player Award for the NBA. That says it all. No matter what's on top, that's really it. He wanted to have a universal theme. He wanted the player to be able to see themselves in the award and not Michael Jordan. And that kind of sent them down the road of the brand and the design. Okay, well, that's a fantastic explanation. I don't know. You never know in press kits how much is true or not, but that would very much explain why it wasn't the Jumpman. Michael said, hey, listen, I do believe this. It's not like Michael needs more notoriety. He said, hey, my name's the top of the list. That's fine. It's the Michael Jordan MVP award. I don't need it to look like me. I need the players to be able to see themselves. Well, there you go. There's your answer. Moving on. Texas men's basketball coach Chris Beard, who led Texas Tech to the 2019 NCAA championship game and was hired away by the Longhorns, was arrested early yesterday on felony family violence charges after a woman told police he strangled and bit her. The school suspended Beard without pay until further notice. Associate head coach Rodney Terry served as the acting head coach as the number 7 Longhorns beat Rice in overtime 87-81. He was booked into jail about 4 a.m. Central Time yesterday on a charge of assault on a family or household member in which their breath was impeded. The charge is a third-degree felony in Texas with a possible punishment of 2 to 10 years in prison. So, hey, that is a very serious situation, obviously, and worth monitoring in the world of college basketball. If you want, moving on to something else, something that will make you feel a little bit old. Nate, you're not old enough to, feel old yet. But tonight, this coming Monday night, I believe. Or no, excuse me. I apologize, everybody. It was Monday. Christ the King and Sierra Canyon faced off against each other in high school. It was a 62-51 victory for Sierra Canyon. Why are we possibly talking about this? Because the game was headlined by Sierra Canyon senior guard Bronny James and sophomore guard forward Bryce James. And they took on Christ the King and their sophomore guard, Kian Anthony, son of Carmelo Anthony. Now, it's not that long ago in February of 2002. In front of 11,000 fans in New Jersey, Anthony's Oak Hill Academy defeated LeBron St. Vincent St. Mary's 72-66. LeBron was the nation's top junior at the time. He had 36 points. Carmelo Anthony was the number 1 senior at 34 points, 11 boards. He went on to go play 1 year with Syracuse, where he won a national championship. Then they both obviously went on to have tremendous NBA careers, Hall of Fame careers. They were both in attendance last night. There's a picture of both Carmelo and LeBron with their 3 children. I'm very much looking forward to, as an NBA fan, seeing in some ways the sons of NBA players get in the league. I just don't know what Bronny James. It is just. I was thinking about how cool it would be if Bronny James and Charlie Woods went out to dinner one night, because these are both kids that are being thought as perhaps leaders of the next generation of athletes. And I think, honestly, I think Charlie Woods more than Bronny James, because LeBron James has had a full and relatively healthy career. He has achieved just about everything. And with Tiger Woods, who has had arguably the greatest golf career, and I would say the greatest golf career of all time, but there's always even then, Tiger Woods is so accomplished. And even then, you talk to any golf fan, and one of the first things that's going to come up about Tiger Woods is what if? What if he didn't have all the personal stuff? What if he didn't have injury upon injury upon injury? How much would he have flown by Sam Snead and Jack Nicklaus and everybody else to set all kinds of untouchable records? And now, he's 47 years old. He still has talent, but the body doesn't show up. And I think a lot of people are already, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, looking at Charlie Woods based on a couple of amateur tournaments, obvious bloodlines, obvious talent. In fact, it blew me away during the match last week on TNT when Tiger Woods was asked if Charlie had ever outdriven him. And he said, yeah, he finally got me. Now, I don't think that means he consistently outdrove him. But this kid's 13. You mean to tell me this kid's hitting the vicinity of and or more than 300 yards at 13? You want to talk about pressure. How does Charlie Woods measure up to Tiger? What happens if Charlie Woods decides to go pro? Is pretty much anything less than winning every other tournament going to be expected and a disappointment if he doesn't? So when you talk about things that make you feel old in sports, it depends on how old you are and everything that comes with it. I remember one of the first times I ever felt old in sports was when Will Clark retired, because it was the first probably full career I remembered. I remembered when Will Clark came up in 86. And then when he retired, I felt very old. That was my childhood hero. I felt very old, even older, when Derek Lee retired, because I went to school with Derek Lee. We're the same age. And he, even though athlete retirements are not the same as, regular retirements, I then felt old. I felt old the day I realized that every single player in the NBA was younger than me. I could always say, go to bed at night, dream about being the old guy that made a team just for fun. Nah, every player is older or younger. Then when you have new players come in and you realize you're old enough to be their parent. But now that we're starting to see, there's other benchmarks too. Players that you watched in school becoming coaches. And now you have sons of players coming in. And it's nothing new. Fernando Tatis, Vlad Guerrero, Scottie Pippen's kid is playing in the NBA, and a lot of other examples. When Charlie Woods and or Bronny James turn pro, and by the way, rumors persist that Bronny James is going to get a heavy offer from a league in the Middle East to go over there, heavier than anything he could make in the NBA. I keep hearing that rumor. It'll be interesting to see where that goes. But there are things, in a sense, that will make you feel old. That is one of them. When you see Carmelo Anthony's kid and LeBron James's kid facing off. We're going to get to the Kings in Philly at 7:44. Don't forget, we have Sean Salisbury coming up at 8:13. I've got a couple minutes left in the segment.
Sean Salisbury, too. He comes
please.
to you
Yes.
from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Oh, getting all kinds of texts now. Rich's favorite player of all time was another number 22 for the Giants, Jack Clark. Yeah, see, that was a little before my time. And yeah, when you see a lot of coaches, when I see that Sean McVay, Cliff Kingsbury, and all those guys are younger. Yes, Sass, it is a midlife crisis lived out on the air. You'll get there if you're not there already. I wonder if Melo's going to play in the NBA this year, by the way. I think it was Russ said Carmelo would fit in perfectly with the Kings, which should tell you that if Russ says that, it's the opposite when it comes to, although his takes are nowhere near as bad as Earl's. No, Carmelo Anthony would not be the perfect player. Carmelo Anthony might be the most imperfect free agent out there of any note for the. It's literally the opposite, because he's not going to offer defense. Carmelo really does nothing at his best other than score, although he can rebound. And that is not what the Kings need, especially bringing in a guy with that kind of weight. And I'm not talking pounds. I'm talking about a guy that everybody in the locker room worships. He's going to be willing to come off the bench as the 8th guy in Sacramento. No, Carmelo's doing, if Carmelo's going to come back in, it's going to be late season for a contender. I would almost guarantee that. We'll take a break. Let's get into Kings Philly tonight. Also some bad news out of the NBA yesterday. You've been hearing Nate talk about that and so much more. We're right back in 2 minutes right here on Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Log on to Sactown Sports' YouTube channel following every Kings game this season for the Sactown Sports Kings Recap. Carmichael Dave, Nick Cattles, Rami Makloff, and Chris Watkins interact with you directly after every Kings game all season long. Subscribe now and get notifications by searching for Sactown Sports on YouTube.
Kings get the victory, and the celebration continues
on Sactown Sports, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months, having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. we've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. And you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved upfront so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down, or United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com. My mother owned Christmas. Well, not in a literal sense, of course, but she had an extraordinary way of making sure the holiday was perfect for her family. Hi, I'm Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. I'll never forget my daughter's first Christmas when every present under the tree was for my mother's first granddaughter, while the rest of us had to look in the spare bedroom for our gifts. Now, those memories always bring a smile to my face. My mother always taught, have a bit of Christmas in my home every day of the year. That could be a tiny happy Santa bauble, a sparkling memento on the wall, or a comfortable rocking chair. Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you find the perfect accent piece for every room in your home during their annual holiday sale, including unique mirrors, clocks, wall art, rugs, chairside tables, curios, accent chairs, recliners, lamps, and more. You'll find that perfect bit of Christmas for your home. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Today I'm at Elk Grove Dodge, where it looks like Vince Bloom, the big guy,
also known as Father Christmas.
Well, yeah, Vince, you are dressed like Santa, which means you must be giving out some sweet deals for the holidays.
There's nothing sweeter than saving money on trucks.
So I can expect some big savings on, say, new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorns?
You read Santa's mind. Right now, during the Big Finish event at Elk Grove Dodge, save $12,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Vince, $12,000 off new 2022 Bighorn Crew Cabs?
That's right.
$12,000 is a lot of money, and you've got enough for all of Santa's helpers because, you know, we've been very good this year.
I sure do. I've got 15 of these new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s, and they're all $12,000 off MSRP, starting at $42,520.
Now through January 3rd, save $12,000 on 15 new 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4s.
Only at Elk Grove Dodge and the Elk Grove Auto Mall and online at elkgrovedodge.com.
Include $6,000 in 2022 Big Finish and California retail bonus and bonus cash. Sample VIN 455, 158, expires 1/3/23.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
The 94th most popular celebrity from Carmichael
How popular do you want to be?
meets a Celtics broadcasting legend.
Celtics are going to go for the win. Everybody here at Golden One Center on their feet.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports 1140.
Wow, Halliburton really did go 0-9 yesterday. Somebody put that up on the chat line. Everybody has off nights. 0 of 9, 6 assists, 3 boards, and an 87-82 loss. The Pacers are now at 514-14. In an unrelated note, The Ringer has a very nice article on Domantas Sabonis, who many Indiana fans said, can't believe that we gave them Tyrese Halliburton for free. It's actually a real quote. It's also a real quote that Russell thinks that Carmelo Anthony would be a better starter than Harrison Barnes.
That's insane.
He says it's a real debate, Nate.
I could not I'm sorry,
It's
Russell.
a
That's
real
a tough
debate
one,
if
dude.
you're high.
Yeah.
It's a real debate if you're on the weed.
He's hanging out with Chris too much.
I'm
Guerrero.
telling you, Russell and Earl, who we haven't seen yet this morning, are hanging out. I don't know what they're doing. Russ, it's not a real debate, dude. It's a real debate for you and maybe like one other person. It's anyways, Domantas Sabonis. Some numbers are jumping out. The Kings generate a staggering 1.36 points per possession when Domantas Sabonis posts up, which ranks second out of 616 players in the database of players who've posted up at least 1,000 times in a season, going back almost 10 years. Not this year, not the last couple years, the last 10 years. He's by far more efficient than anyone else with at least 4 post-ups per game. His ability to distribute is fantastic. He's got career highs all over the place in many different metrics. But he is, along with De'Aaron Fox, along with Mike Brown, along with a lot of things, but he is the biggest reason, in my opinion, why the Kings are doing what they're doing. Only LeBron James and Karl Anthony Towns have averaged more assists per post-up than Domantas Sabonis currently is. Keegan Murray has scored 100 baskets this year. More than a quarter of them have been assisted by Domantas Sabonis, who is your center. The only players who've been double-teamed in the post more than Sabonis this year are Joel Embiid, who we will see tonight, right here on Sactown Sports, Nikola Jokic, and Jonas Valanciunas. The Kings generate just under 1.5 points per possession when this happens. It's ridiculous. When it comes to dribble handoff partners, Sabonis' name appears 3 times in the top 8, with Kevin Huerter, De'Aaron Fox, and Malik Monk. It's part of the reason why Huerter, despite late shooting issues, is having a career year. In fact, Huerter's effective field goal percentage this year is a ridiculous 18 percentage points higher when he's sharing the floor with Domantas Sabonis. The Kings have third best half-court offense in the league. Last 5 years, they've ranked 21st, 11th, 17th, 22nd, and 29th. Is a bona fide all-star this season, which would be his 3rd all-star appearance. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of barring a massive fall-off or injury. He will actually be an all-star this year. He is the best player on the team. And that's after a very interesting start, which I now think we can all scratch up to mostly being asked to do some new things and being in a new system. It's not the first time he's played down low, but remember, he's always had Miles Turner. And then last year, you had Luke Walton / Alvin Gentry. Now he has Mike Brown and the rest of that assistant staff and a whole new thing. And we're not even getting into what he's being asked to do on the defensive end. And that's why I think in the end, if the Kings finish above 500, now let me be clear here. I'm not saying he should get it, but I'm saying if the Kings finish this year above 500, I think Domantas Sabonis should get MVP votes. He won't get it, nor should he. But my point with Domantas Sabonis is very few are being asked to do more on both ends of the floor, are taking a nightly beating like he's taking. And I don't think it's too early either because of his previous level of work with Indiana. I don't think it's unfair to start talking about Domantas Sabonis as one of 3 guys you would put on the Sacramento Kings Mount Rushmore of big men. It's really Chris Webber, Domantas Sabonis, and DeMarcus Cousins. Now, I would say to this day that when when DeMarcus Cousins was on his game, he's the most dominant big man this team has ever had. And it's very well known to anybody that's listened to me that I'm a huge fan of DeMarcus Cousins' game. Here's the difference. And it's a whopping difference. By the way, Sabonis will never be the scorer that Cousins was. But here's the difference. There was a lot of extra things DeMarcus Cousins brought to the game. A lot of extra things. And Domantas Sabonis has the opposite of those. There's no flaws with him. He has an amazing attitude. Even when he disagrees, you ever notice this when you're watching him? Even when he disagrees with ref calls, you know how you know when he's really mad? He smiles. He's beloved in the locker room. And he's got this kind of, especially for a kid who grew up the son of a famous international basketball player, always had money. He could have grown up being a stuck-up wiener. But you know what? You watch him speak and you ask him questions. You hear him answer things. And he has this humility to him. He's humble. Almost shy. I really think when it comes to total package, it comes down to Chris Webber and Domantas Sabonis. We don't need to have this conversation right now, but I think it's a fun one that's brewing. Domantas Sabonis will never be, by the way, the scorer Chris Webber was either. There's no question Chris Webber's a better scorer than Domantas Sabonis. But I would say this. Domantas Sabonis is better than Chris Webber in almost every facet of the game other than scoring. And I know that some people probably just drove off the road or said, here he goes again. What a horrible take. How dare you? It's not an indictment on Chris Webber. Look at the numbers. And by the way, look at who Chris Webber was playing with. And that's no offense to the guys currently on the squad. But you're talking about a guy who played with Bibby and Williams and Vlade. I mean, in Vlade and Webber, you had two prolific passing big men. I've said it before. Domantas Sabonis is like if Chris Webber and Vlade Divac had a baby, except a better defender. Not by a ton, by the way. I'm not I'm not ready to say Domantas Sabonis is a super plus defender. But he is a building block. And I don't care what Tyrese Halliburton's doing. I wish him the best. But you give me somebody that excels in Domantas Sabonis' spot versus what Tyrese is almost certainly going to be the following. A 2010 guy who is incredibly efficient, probably an average defender like Sabonis, and a leader. It may sound like I'm ripping Tyrese. I'm not. That's fantastic. And he'll probably make 3 or 4 All-Star teams. That's great. I mean, seriously, that's a great career. But if Monty McNair is able to lock up Sabonis at 26 years old for the next 4 to 5 years, you give me that trade every day and twice on Sunday, because again, I will reiterate it again. When you're having these arguments with people, you don't have to rip Tyrese Halliburton or discredit Tyrese Halliburton to make your point about Domantas Sabonis. You traded Sabonis for Halliburton, and you got Sabonis, who's even more unlocked here than he was in Indiana. You were able to get off Buddy Hield's contract and his horrible basketball decision-making. And then whatever the difference is between Fox with Halliburton and Fox now is almost an NBA player in its own right. You get an unlocked Fox, an unlocked Sabonis. You get off of Buddy's contract, which opens you up the ability to sign a Malik Monk, to trade for a Kevin Huerter. I mean, People talk about how it was a great trade for both teams. I'm not here to argue that, but as we go to break, I will tell you this much. It's a great trade for both teams. Right now, it's a better trade for Sacramento because of the surroundings of that trade as well. It's a better trade for Sacramento. I think the proof's in the pudding there. We'll take a break. When we come back, top of the hour, some bad news out of the NBA as well. Let's take a real look at the Kings and Philly tonight. Speaking of Sabonis, how can he possibly slow Joel Embiid? We'll do that next.
Live and local. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sacramento Weather is brought to you by Byers Enterprises.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out with some areas of fog and some frost. It's a chilly start out there this morning. Bundle up. Temperatures by the afternoon reaching the low 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
'Tis the season for wind and rain. Protect your home with a new roof from Byers Roofing. Top of the line products, the Byers Family Guarantee, and 12 months same as cash. Visit that'sbyers.com for details.
That's Byers. ATM Mortgage.
Hi, this is Jeff Tarbell. Are you tired of ever increasing rent payments? Now's the time to look at building your financial foundation, buying your own home, and ATM Mortgage can help. You can reach us today, 916-338-9400. That's 338-9400, or online at atmmortgage.net.
ATM Mortgage.
License under California CFL and MLS 223-4889.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At EasyCater, food for work is our thing. Maybe that's why we get orders from 93% of Fortune 500 companies. So what's up with the other 7%?
Everyone, meet our newest employee, Susan. She has an idea that is going to revolutionize our food ordering.
Hi, Susan. So nice to meet you.
Unfortunately, she just gave her notice, and today is her last day.
I'm going to miss her. Why don't all companies order through EasyCater? Who knows? Order 24/7 from over 95,000 restaurants on EasyCater.com. EasyCater, food for work. It's our thing.
I miss my baby. Someone stole my baby. By the way, my baby is my landscaping truck that was literally stolen from a job site. Baby, won't you please come home?
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with 30-plus customizable coverage options, Progressive Commercial keeps your business humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I love my sweetheart. By the way, that's my riding lawnmower.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Campbell here, serial entrepreneur. Here's what our payroll customer, Laura, thinks about us.
Patriot Software and their amazing team are a crucial part of our business. They handle the details of payroll and tax payments, so we can focus on delivering exceptional customer service to our own clients. Patriot's payroll is affordable, easy to use, and it keeps us organized. They're receptive to their customers and strive to demonstrate that each day. Without a doubt, we will be using their payroll services for many years to come. Thank you, Patriot Software. 5 stars.
Go to patriotsoftware.com to get your payroll pricing for up to 100 employees. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of payroll processing free. That's patriotsoftware.com.
With patriotsoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
The flagship
ball game. Sacramento wins.
KHTK AM and HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140, the flagship station of your Sacramento Kings. Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown. But the Cardinals suffered a bigger loss. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the third play of the game.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. And got an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinal sideline to bring on the training staff.
Good news for Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. After a scary-looking injury on Sunday, turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain, and he could return before the playoffs. On the contrary, we have some bad news in the NBA for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham has opted to get season-ending surgery. And tonight, your Sacramento Kings take on the 76ers in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are your Sactown Sports headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone. When he's not on the microphone, he's playing a song. And when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
Jay, hey, my headset's
Text or call the show at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, a little scrambling this morning. Jason is out. He's still dealing with his kidney stones. They flared back up, unfortunately, yesterday. Spoke to him. He was in good spirits, just obviously in a lot of pain. And hopefully by now, knock on wood, he's through that. And we'll be back tomorrow. I cannot imagine that pain. My goodness. So there's that. Jay is off today. I still claim I did not know he was off. I'm sure he will have a different story, but either way, Jay is off today. Nate Littlefield stepping up and getting graded in our chat. 9s, 8.5s.
Okay.
That's the Russian judge. You throw out the high and the low, by the way, and take the middle score.
Yeah, median.
Yeah, very good. A very storytelling way of doing your updates.
Yes.
So it's like a bedtime story.
Yes, it is. I'm putting people to sleep.
And no, you're informing. You're updating and informing.
I like falling asleep to listening to things. So.
That used to be on my old night show. That used to be one of our taglines: is we put more people to sleep in Sacramento than any other radio show, because I was 9 to midnight.
Yeah.
Sean Salisbury, of course, and I say of course not because of his reasoning, but I'm saying Jason's out, Jay's out, and this would be a day that we would have a guest mix up. Sean will not be on today, but Sean's reasoning is very, 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 very understandable. He was very close with Mike Leach, who passed away earlier today. He actually left his morning show in Houston a little bit early. Sean's struggling with it. Obviously knew Mike, knew his family. Sean's been around both the college and the NFL game for a long, long time, and being down in Texas, obviously there's a lot of close ties there. So, of course, Sean deserves all the time he needs. That's a tough blow, and that's a tough year he's had, amongst others. Just names that you would recognize that Sean was close to, from John Clayton, passing away, his longtime sparring partner on ESPN, Mike Leach. It's been rough. So, we totally get that. Sean will join us either later this week or next week. And as I texted him, I very much look forward to hearing somebody who knew Mike, Coach Leach, as well as Sean Salisbury. I look forward to him coming on and telling a couple tales.
When he does come on, too, he will be coming to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
But we shift on the fly. So with the Kings and Philly coming up tonight, in the next segment, and you're right in the middle of about 23 minutes of nonstop sports talk. I'll tell you about my friends at United Wholesale Lending here in about 10 minutes. No break there. We're going to go straight into our 8:13 guest, play-by-play voice for the Sacramento Kings. Mark Jones will be joining us on the program. So Sean out today, and Mark Jones is in. Some conversation on the Weber Sabonis thing. Look, I knew when I said it, I'd get whatever. That's fine. That's what sports are for. They're for fun. From the 530, Sabonis is not a better passer. Yeah, he is. How do you equate passing? By assists? Okay. Look at Chris Webber's age 26 year. Look at Domantas Sabonis' age 26 year. Both the same exact time with the or point with the Kings in their career. Again, like when we were talking about Halliburton versus Sabonis, you don't have to degrade. That's the problem with these conversations. You don't have to degrade one guy. The point is not that Chris Webber was terrible and Domantas Sabonis is great. No, it's that Domantas Sabonis, especially in the beginning of the year, had gotten a lot of crap. And I love that he's finally getting his due. I love that he's finally getting his due. And I think we measure everything. We measure everything on that team. Chris Webber is top 5 favorite player of all time for me. I will not allow anyone to disrespect Chris Webber. I think it's time that Kings fans realize what they have here. And before we move on to tonight, let me just give you that year. Again, both of them 26, both of them with the Kings, both of them at the exact same point of their careers. Domantas Sabonis shoots 12% higher from the field. Domantas Sabonis shoots 2% less from the line. Domantas Sabonis, a full rebound better. Domantas Sabonis, almost 2 full assists better. Webber had double the steals, 1.6 to 0.8. 1.7 blocks, that's another place he really has him, 1.7 to 0.5. Sabonis turned the ball over less by a half a turnover a game. And as I said earlier, Webber averaging 24.5 points that year to Sabonis' 17.2. That's a huge edge for scoring. And I said, other than scoring, Sabonis does everything better across the board. I should amend that too, with the exception of blocking shots. And the amount of offense that runs through Sabonis is ridiculous. Webb had it too. But that's what we talk about. It's insane. It's insane how much they're relying on Sabonis. And it makes me wonder how good Sabonis would have been. And I don't know which matchup would have been better. Sitting here, Sabonis and Webber or Sabonis and Divac? I'm actually getting sweaty imagining both of those combos. I think Sabonis and Webber would have been the better combo. But it's really time to understand how special Sabonis is, how special this year is. Now, to get in the Chris Webber conversation overall, you're going to need to do it for years. You're going to need to help lead this team to the playoffs and to make some noise. But as Tony says, we can realize we have what we have without trying to say silly things like Sabonis is better at everything that Webber saves scoring. That's why you're getting pushback, but the numbers back that up. I'll amend it to blocks, scoring and block shots. But neither of them are really I'll amend that too, actually. I don't want to insult 1.7 blocks a game for Webber. That's a legit number. That's a legit number. Scoring and blocks if you feel better. Rebounds, assists, effectiveness from the field, 3-point shooting. It's all either a minor or a major edge for Sabonis. So as long as we start putting him up in that category, I'm good. Again, you're going to have to do a lot more playoff-wise, longevity-wise. But I say that in large part just to try to put to rest, which will never happen, the Sabonis Halliburton conversation. Just an awesome trade. Just an awesome trade all around. An absolute awesome trade. Now, Sabonis going to have his work cut out for him tonight as they take on Joel Embiid and the Sixers. Kings coming off their worst game of the year. Kings coming off their worst performance of the year. We've got all your coverage pregame at 3:30, tip-off at 4, right here on Sactown Sports. Nimi Keita has been called up. Jason Anderson confirmed he is in Philly. Alex Len out. We do not have an update on De'Aaron Fox, by the way, although I did hear he was participating in drills, shoot-around practice, whatever it was yesterday. That does not mean, by the way, that he will play tonight. They certainly could use him. But honest to goodness, I saw this. I want to say it might have been on King's Reddit. Somebody had a pretty decent take, which if Fox, if it depends on what the deal is with Fox, and that's where the medical staff and the player need to have great communication, and we assume that they do. Because if this is something that needs to be rested, or else it will just be chronic until he gets rest, please do not play Fox, even if he's at 90%. If you can rest him another game or two and get him at 100% and he's not going to have to deal with this thing for the next few weeks, I'd rather have no Fox for the next 2-3 games. I'd rather send Fox home from the road trip than have him at 85% now and for the next few weeks. And the thing that was mentioned is when you look at this schedule coming up, this 6-game road trip, they come back, and Monday, December 19th, they play Charlotte at home. That's the start of a 6-game homestand, okay? Then they go out on the road for 2. Then they come back home for 5. So that's 11 of 13. Then they go back on the road for 2. And then they come home for 4. That's 15 of 19 games at home. And the point the person was making, I wish I remembered who, is that's really where the Kings got to eat. They've got to eat. Some of those home games, by the way, Charlotte, Washington, Utah, Orlando, 2 with Houston, 2 with the Lakers. The road trip. They're playing at San Antonio and at the Lakers for that second one. And then they come back and have Oklahoma City. A couple of other, there's a lot of winnable games. You're probably not going to beat Philly. You might. You're probably not going to beat Toronto, second game of a back-to-back. You should beat Detroit. If sitting De'Aaron Fox means you're giving up 2 losses now, but you're getting him full strength for that run, don't play him. Don't play him. Because the worst thing, you play him, you take away his ability to rest and get healthy, and you still lose the game. I don't care if we lose by 2 or 40. Loss is a loss is a loss, and you're not wrecking this culture. It's like you never wreck the culture over at United Wholesale Lending. My guy Shelby and everybody over at refinance-with-shelby.com know exactly what they're doing. They understand that the market right now is shifting, but it's shifting in a great place for buyers. You got to have the right mortgage company on your side. It's crucial right now, and always, but especially right now. And that's where Shelby and everybody at refinance-with-shelby.com come in. Fast, local, competitive. They're well known in the real estate market here. They've worked with the title companies, the appraisers, the inspectors, real estate agents. They can get your offer fully underwritten and approved up front so you can compete with any cash offers coming in. And with the increase in inventory, the market has shifted big time from a seller's market to a buyer's market. There's some real deals out there. You're worried about rate? Everyone's worried about rate. But you have the opportunity to walk into a home with a bunch of equity, come in below market value, and you can even do something called a 2-1 buy down and get that rate down. Or just refinance in a couple of years when they come back down. Get yourself pre-approved over the phone in under 15 minutes without even running your credit. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRE number 01864354. Yeah. It's to say that Embiid is going to eat up Sabonis tonight. I completely understand where you're coming from. I'm worried about Sabonis's I'm worried about Sabonis's face getting cut up. I'm worried about Sabonis getting into foul trouble. But as they're pointing out on the chat line at Sactown Sports, right on the YouTube, as they're pointing it out, he's also matched up with some bigs this year and done just fine. Listen, Joel Embiid's going to have to work with Domantas Sabonis too, and that's no walk in the park. I'm not trying to say who the better player is. It's Joel Embiid. But it's no walk in the park. Tyrese Maxey is out. That's a big deal. James Harden can shoot you right out of a game, but actually he's been playing pretty well lately. Tobias Harris seems to have decent games against the Kings, and PJ Tucker is the ultimate role player. PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis are two of my favorite role players in the whole NBA, and Portis is a better player at this point, but I love guys like PJ Tucker and Bobby Portis don't get the press, but ask their teammates. So big matchup and a lot of work cut out for the Kings tonight. Joining us right now, he's got other duties other than Sacramento. In fact, he's been on the trip. He left the Kings in Philly, I want to say yesterday. It'll be Kyle and Katie on the call, but I always love picking the brain of our good friend, Mr. Mark Jones. Mark, it's Dave. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. I'm interested to see how the rest of this trip plays out for the Kings. Get back on the uptick a little bit. That New York game was just one of those games, Dave. You guys know. Yeah. It's some nights in the NBA you're going to be the windshield, and you're going to be the bug, not the windshield. So that's what happened. Easy one to write off, and that's what Mike was saying after the game. Too.
Sure. Well, and you see, with all of the different hats you wear, you've seen a lot of these teams play and talk to a lot of these teams and their coaches and players. I really, I love Julius Randle in Kentucky, and then I cringed when he hurt his leg his rookie year. It was terrible. I've always followed Julius very closely, and he is an incredible talent. But there's always been that asterisk with him. And I got to tell you, Mark, I don't know if I was missing something, but the guy goes for 27 in the first half. And then you were right there. He gets that technical foul and he goes right over to the next ref, gets the other tech, gets tossed against a good team in the Kings. Mark, that's the type of stuff that people who watch basketball a long time. You see it every once in a while when a player's down 18 and they just want to hit their early showers. I was flabbergasted by that.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody had had smoke for that one official that night, and that happened right in front of Katie and I. Julius had gotten fouled on a sequence and was laying on the court and walked directly to the official. I can't remember which one it was, but you could tell from the moment he confronted the official that he wanted to get his money's worth out of this. He wanted to get it technical. I'm not sure that he banked on the second one. That was different when he walked over to the other official, but that first one, he wanted that. He wasn't going to leave until he got a technical foul. And I'm like you. I remember seeing Julius Randle as a rising senior going into high school on the AAU circuit and at the Jordan All-Star game that I covered in New York. And fantastic player, great talent, wonderful teammate, unstoppable motor. He plays so hard. He's one of those guys that you just love having on your team. But, it's the same old story. Sometimes the things that make you great are the things that hurt you. And that certainly hurt the Knicks, although it didn't impact the final score, unfortunately for the Kings.
Mark Jones with us. Just a quick aside from the Kings. I was telling a story earlier that Monday night, both LeBron James's kids and Carmelo Anthony's son faced off in a high school matchup. Mark, I was having a midlife crisis on the air, going through things that make me feel old, and I don't know that much is
one of those senior moments.
So I want to ask, I want to ask you, because you are a jack of all sports here. Who do you think has more pressure on them coming up, Bronny James or Charlie Woods?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but I'm rolling that around in my head all day.
Yeah, that's wow. You know what? Man, I would say Bronny probably right now, but although, I think golf is a little bit more insulated for Charlie Woods probably, although maybe not much because, Tiger's reach is so vast. It's like LeBron. It's not just here, it's global, right? So I would say maybe just a hair Bronny, but not by much. That's hard, man. I remember Austin Rivers growing up in Florida because Doc Rivers and I are good friends. And I saw some of the things that he went through as the son of a prominent person. And, no disrespect to Doc, but that's still not LeBron or Tiger, right? Sure. And, kids like that, they work extra hard to prove that I'm not that coddled 3 cars in the driveway kid that you think I am when you're covering me on defense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's their motivation, and it's a different kind of motivation, but it can be equally as potent in making them ultimately successful. So, I think Bronny and Carmelo's son Kyan and Charlie ultimately might find that to fuel them. It usually is, and it works.
Mark Jones with his voice. Oh, I'm sorry, Mark, I cut you off.
No, I was going to say, because Bronny's not a scrub, right? I mean, you've all seen him. He may not be, super duper 5-star straight to the pros material, but he's a 4 or 5-star player and a power conference player. So yeah.
I want to bring it back actually now as we talk to Mark Jones, voice of the Sacramento Kings, Kyle and Katie on the call tonight. And of course, pregame starts right here, 3:30 on Sactown Sports. I can bring that back to the Kings. And another thing we were talking about earlier, the Ringer had a great article on Domantas Sabonis they put out about an hour ago with a lot of stats backing up just what a wonderful year he's having, how he's blossoming. And I was trying to make a similar point to what you just made about Sabonis is, he grew up the son of international NBA royalty. He never had to worry about food on the table. Arvydas, for us old heads, is a legend and would be even more legendary had he spent more time in the NBA. And now his son comes in. And, Mark, you've been around him more than I have. He comes off with this almost shy but very humble demeanor to him.
Yeah, incredible humility and gratefulness. There are players in this world that have accomplished less that act like they've accomplished more. Yeah. He's incredibly talented. I mean, I watched Arvydas play, his dad, and I understand why Domas is so humble, both on and off the floor, and a great passer. I saw Arvydas play in, I think it was the 1985 World Championships against the USA, and he had a dunk on David Robinson that I thought, I'm like, man, David Robinson might never recover from this. I mean, he could fly, and before Arvydas, I watched Arvydas play in Spain and with the Russian national team, and at that time it was still Russia, before he had his Achilles tear, and he was phenomenal. He was a 7'1" dude with bounce. Okay, and basketball skill and shooting, and getting back to Domas, just a great guy to be around, a fantastic locker room guy, and you look at part of Keegan Murray's success. I asked Keegan the other day, "Hey man, who's your vet? Every rookie's got a vet. Who's the guy that's looking out for you and making sure that the guys don't make you bring donuts on every game, every road trip?" He said it's Sabonis. He said, Domas is my guy. He takes care of me. He makes sure I'm, all right. He checks on me with texts, and yeah, that's his guy. So fantastic teammate. And yeah, I saw that article too. The numbers show that he's one of the most efficient and prolific players in the NBA if you break it down mathematically. And, I figured when Mike got the job, this is what our offense is going to be looking like. It's going to be supercharged with him distributing from the elbow. And that's what it's proven to be right now. Wake up this morning, they're number 6 in offensive rating.
Last thing for you, and again, this is more of a generalization, but I love having these talks with you, Mark. People that have watched this game for a long time, and you talk about Arvydas, Vlade Divac, obviously, when he came over to the Lakers. the late great legend Drazen Petrovic, and once upon a time these were no pun intended trailblazers that really paved the way. And now you look, Mark, Giannis, Luka, you've got all these guys that just are the best. Nikola Jokic, the best in the game. It really truly has developed, I think, into a better game because the whole world's involved now.
Yeah, it's incredibly global. So, like, my wife and kids and I take a trip over to Athens, Greece this summer to get away and just have a little family fun time. And I ended up going to the basketball court that Giannis played on as a kid in his neighborhood.
Wow.
And we walk on the court, and the wildest image I saw was some young teenage kid is wearing an Allen Iverson Denver Nuggets jersey while playing. That's how global the game is, right? An Allen Iverson Nuggets, not a Sixers jersey, but a Nuggets jersey. And it was kind of bizarre to think, the game is so global, and it's become enhanced because of we all know about Dream Team '92, and you walk over there and on the streets of Europe, and people know who these NBA stars are. They stay up and watch the games at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and the game's so popular. And the skill of these international teams is shown in the fact that our margin of victory with USA Basketball continues to get slim and slim. Even though I think we do still have the best team and the best players, the gap is certainly closed, and I mean that with all respect to our international basketball family.
That's Mark Jones, the voices of your Sacramento Kings, 4 o'clock tonight against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers right here on Sactown Sports. And, of course, you can catch it on TV each and every time. Appreciate you, Mark.
Love having you guys. Love being on with you guys. Keep up the great work.
All right. We will see you soon. Thanks so much. You take care. That is Mark Jones on the fly. I mean, really, I asked him with Sean's cancellation, and Sean will be back with us here very soon. I asked Mark, just texted him this morning. He said, yep, I got some time. Let's go. So really, really appreciate him for that. We will take a break. When we come back, let's look specifically in at the Kings and Philly tonight. We haven't really broken down those matchups there. We'll get some other updates in there as well as we wrap up the final half hour of the show right after this.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Your Tuesday forecast starts out with some areas of fog and some frost. It's a chilly start out there this morning. Bundle up. Temperatures by the afternoon reaching the low 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
When it comes to your sewer, what goes down must come out. Get a detailed video inspection absolutely free with any sewer drain cleaning and keep life flowing in the right direction. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
Year-end pricing is in effect on every vehicle on the lot. Hurry to Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During Happy Honda Days, take advantage of our best offers of the year on our best selection of the year. Drive a new 2022 Honda Accord and get low lease or finance rates when you come in today. Plus, get top dollar for your trade-in. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Life doesn't stop when the economy is uncertain. The market might not care you have a wedding to plan or a kid to put through school. And inflation doesn't know you've got a family to feed. But Bank of America does and is here to help. With digital tools to help you save and local experts in Central New York, you can keep life moving forward the way you need it to. Bank of America, what would you like the power to do? Learn more at BofA.com/Central New York. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC, equal credit opportunity lender.
Tune in every Wednesday to the Carmichael Dave with Jason Ross show for Wine Wednesday, where they whine about plays, calls, everything from the past week in sports. Wine Wednesday, brought to you by E2 Family Winery.
Mega Chevy saved you an extra $2,000 off factory sticker plus big factory rebates on almost every new Silverado half-ton in stock with 2.7-liter engine. Find big red tag savings at megachevy.com. Find new roads.
Ends 1323. Excludes ZR2 Trail Boss and Work Trucks.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life or your choices with just one wrong pill. Find medically proven treatment options at choosemat.org.
Every child deserves a safe, loving, and permanent home. Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption Find families for children who've lingered in foster care the longest. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
At Elk Grove Honda, new Hondas are arriving on a steady basis. Accords, Civics, CRVs, and more. And Elk Grove Honda's pre-owned inventory is as large as it's ever been. Find the Honda you're looking for at Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovehonda.com.
Folks, there's been some fumbles on the way to the big game, but he's been getting some help to get it done tonight. Here's the throw. And he's off to the races. He might go all the way. He's at the 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown. He did it, folks. He did it.
Regain and optimize your sexual performance, drug-free and surgery-free. The Gainswave treatment will help you get that bedroom touchdown. See what Dr. Dan Botha and his team at Gainswave can do for you. Visit gainswavecalgary.ca.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Want a joyful and unforgettable experience this holiday season? Come help those in need and light the world through the giving machines. Now through January 2nd at the Galleria Mall in Roseville. Quickly and easily help local charities here in our community or global charities worldwide and make the Christmas season a little more meaningful for yourself and those who are in need. Feel the Christmas spirit and teach those you love that is more blessed to give than to receive. For more information, visit givingmachinessacramento.org.
Are pro football scores your thing? Well, Lasher's Elk Grove Dodge Chrysler Jeep Rams Big Guy Vince Bloom and Sactown Sports will pick 5 games to compare. Win a weekly Twin Peaks gift card and a chance at $50,000 at the Hard Rock Casino Resort at season's end. Visit the Sactown Sports website for details.
Sactown Sports headlines.
I'm Nate Littlefield, and these are your Sactown Sports headlines. Patriots beat the Cardinals last night 27-13 in a Monday Night Football showdown, but the Cardinals suffered a bigger loss. Kyler Murray went down with a non-contact injury on just the 3rd play of the game.
It's a play fake. Murray setting up, looking deep, now takes off, running to the right at the 35, at the 40, and dives to about the 44-yard line, a gain of 3. And got an injured Cardinal. It's Kyler who went down very awkwardly that time as he tried to cut. Oh, no. Non-contact. He cut right, then tried to cut left and just buckled. And there was a Patriot player right there who called to the Cardinals sideline to bring on the training staff.
Good news for Deebo Samuel and the 49ers. After a scary injury this past Sunday, it turns out Deebo only has an MCL/ankle sprain, and he could return before the playoffs. It looks like Brock Purdy will be playing this Thursday against the Seahawks. On the contrary, we have some bad news in the NBA. The Detroit Pistons star Cade Cunningham has opted to get season-ending surgery. But tonight, your Sacramento Kings take on the 76ers in Philadelphia at 4 p.m. De'Aaron Fox is still considered day-to-day with his foot injury. Those are your Sactown Sports headlines. Let's get back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
They've been here for a combined 50 years. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports 1140.
All right, Jason out today, Jay out today, Nate Littlefield in. They should be back tomorrow, I think. I never know. Nobody tells me anything. I am out tomorrow. It's a scheduled out. I will be in a suit and tie all day tomorrow. Yeah. Philly favored by 5. Somebody was asking on the text line. Philly is favored by 5 tonight. The 14-11 Sacramento Kings taking on the 14-12 Philadelphia 76ers. And Joel Embiid, since getting healthy, has just been stupid. And I mean that in the most complimentary way. His numbers are just dumb. 6 games, 37 minutes. I'm going to round here. 36 points, 10 of 11 from the line on average. Now, please understand why that stat is so important. Number one, there's no hack the big guy when you're playing Joel Embiid. At least not him. He is a fantastic free throw shooter for any position, much less a center. 88% in his last 10, 85% overall from the line. But what does that also mean? If he's getting 11 attempts a game, and let's just assume that those aren't on threes, that means he's getting fouled an average of 5 to 6 times per game. And by the way, fouled just while trying to make a shot. That doesn't count any other fouls. Even at 5 to 6 times, please keep in mind, that means those fouls, those are going against somebody else, generally against the guy that's guarding him. So if you're Philadelphia, I think your strategy going into this game is pretty darn simple to start. Feed Embiid, that rhymes, and have him go right at Sabonis. Now, the Kings called up Nimi Keita from Stockton, and I don't know if he's even going to get in, much less play, but I imagine they didn't call him up just to, have fun and ride the bench. But whether it's Keita, whether it's Holmes, if I'm Mike Brown, I'm doing everything I possibly can to try to survive without Sabonis guarding Embiid, because it's not, especially if Fox doesn't play and we don't have an update there, other than he did go through some drills yesterday. He's questionable at the last we checked for tonight. But whatever you're going to get out of Sabonis defensively for Embiid, if he gets in foul trouble, if Sabonis is gone, that's Kings aren't winning without Sabonis and Fox. Kings are probably not winning with Sabonis and Fox, but you're sure as hell not winning without Sabonis. And if I'm the Sixers, I'm just going at Sabonis constantly. Even if you're taking a couple of bad shots, if I'm Joel Embiid, my main goal, other than, scoring the basket, but my main goal is I can even take a couple of bad shots. I'm doing everything I can to draw fouls from Domantas Sabonis. Everything I possibly can. Especially if you can do it in the first half. That's what I would look for. If you're a Sacramento Kings fan and you're watching this game tonight, the number one thing I would look for is Domantas Sabonis' fouls. Because if he ends up getting 2 in the first, 3 in the second, he's got to sit some serious time. And then eventually Mike Brown, that by the way, would give an opportunity, especially if Fox misses. That gives the Sixers an opportunity just to build a nice fat lead, and then it doesn't matter. And if you're able to get Sabonis out of the game, whether it's temporarily or permanently from fouling out, that's game over. That's an easy win for the Sixers. 6 games, almost 37 minutes, 36 points, a little over 9 boards, over 5 assists, 1.5 steals, 1.3 blocks, about a 3.5, while shooting 56% from the field and 88% from the line. Oh, and 54% from behind the arc. You saw the issues the Bucks gave the Kings with Lopez and obviously with Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, the Sixers are not the Bucks. We know that. But the Sixers are a Bucksy sort of team in the following sense. You're going to have Embiid and Tucker down low. Tucker, if you look at it on paper, if you're not too familiar with PJ Tucker, he's an undersized 4 if there ever was one. 6'5", 250, but he plays like he's 6'10". He's another one of those big bodies that can just lean on you. They have Montrezl Harrell they can bring in. They have Tobias Harris they can switch down low, who, by the way, can score. And then you have James Harden. And I've never really been a James Harden fan, but there is no denying his ability to fill a stat sheet. And you're talking about a guy that's playing off of Joel Embiid, that's averaging 22, 10 assists, 7 rebounds. And with Tyrese Maxey out, that's given James Harden the ball a heck of a lot more. It's a tough matchup for the Sacramento Kings. As we talked about before, if Fox is questionable, and you're going to exacerbate his pain by playing him tonight, I don't play him tonight. Not in this game. And I don't play him in Toronto either. And I honestly, if that's the case, I toy with the idea of just letting him sit the last 3 road games, getting 100%, if that's what it'll take. And then coming back home for that big 15-19 at home stretch they have coming up. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got news and notes. We got celebrity birthdays and so much more. We wrap up the show next.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. The Kings continue their 6-game Eastern Conference road trip Tuesday against the Sixers.
Shovels it out to Mezzi, dribble handoff to Murray, stops, launches for 3, scores the triple.
Coverage starts at 2:30 on Sactown Sports.
Nick Cattle saying, start your holidays right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from California Backyard. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turned me into a pro. Think outside the kitchen this year and cook your whole holiday meal on Napoleon Gas Grill. Napoleon, they are the grills built to last, all made with premium steel that boasts quality. Check out Napoleon Grills today at any of the 4 nearby California Backyard locations. Always the best in backyard living. California Backyards, check them out, Napoleon.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Love Makita Power Tools? If so, you don't want to miss out on this special event. Fasteners Tool Outlet is hosting a Makita one-day sale on Saturday, December 17th. Here you'll find tons of great deals on all new Makita products. Buy a select 40-volt kit and you'll receive up to 2 free 40-volt batteries. Stop by Fasteners Tool Outlet on December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road. Again, that's Saturday, December 17th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 6701 Power Inn Road.
Have you been naughty or nice this year? Cash don't care. At Jackson Hewitt, you could still get up to $4,500 for the holidays. Some bucks now, more bucks in January. So be naughty. Snap up all the ginger snaps. Wear a pretty sweater to an ugly sweater holiday party. You could still get up to $4,500 when you go to Jackson Hewitt today. Details at jacksonhewitt.com. Eligible clients can get up to $1,000 in December and up to $3,500 in January. Loans by Republic Bank and Trust Company. Finance charge may apply.
It's hard to find a better selection of 4x4s in stock and ready to drive home today than you'll find at M&S Auto on El Camino right off the Cap City Freeway. New truck prices keep rising. M&S invites you to tour their selection of super clean 4x4s and trucks and save thousands. Tacomas, F-150s, Jeeps, Rams, Silverados. Great deals today on hundreds of 4x4s, SUVs, and muscle cars. First-time buyers are welcome. M&S Auto Sales, El Camino, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Who has the largest selection of golf merchandise in Northern California? The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. It's the go-to store for golf bags, apparel, equipment, lessons, club fittings, novelty items, and more. With their low price guarantee, curbside pickup, complimentary gift boxes, and gift cards for your golfer, it's the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Add convenient online shopping and effortless after-Christmas return policy, and you'll see why the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the #1 choice for golfers everywhere. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway or online at hagenoaks.com.
Carmichael Dave here, letting you know when the housing market shifts quickly like it has the last few months, having the right mortgage company on your side is crucial in this ever-changing market. We've got just that lender. It's my guy Shelby at United Wholesale Lending. And you can check them out at refinancewithshelby.com. They're fast, they're local, and competitive. Shelby's team, as I've told you for years, is well known in the real estate market from real estate agents, title companies, appraisal companies. United Wholesale Lending will even get your offer fully underwritten and approved upfront so you can compete with the cash offers. With the increase in inventory, the market has shifted from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Buyers now have the opportunity to shop for the home that's right for them instead of settling for what was available. You can always refi as soon as rates come down, or United Wholesale Lending has alternative loan options like a 2-1 buy down. RefinanceWithShelby.com. That's RefinanceWithShelby.com. NMLS number 279051. BRA number 01864354.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Hey, Nate, what's hot today?
What's hot? I know you said G League stats aren't that important, but one specifically.
Hold on, I didn't say that. I said I don't want to get lost in G League stats in transferring to the NBA.
I interpret it a different way, but
one sounds very disrespectful.
Mr. Keita,
yes,
is averaging 19.4 points per game, which is pretty good.
Yeah, very good.
And he's shooting 69% from the field.
Nice.
So I'm hoping we can see some of that tonight.
I would be, you know what, honestly, if Nimi Keita played 12 minutes.
I was going to say, 12.
And scored 0 points. Obviously, it'd be great if he did, but scored 0 points and had, 3 or 4 boards and was able to just be a big body to spell
a block,
Domas, a block, or change a couple of shots. I would be. He has the opportunity tonight to have one of those very successful evenings that you don't notice in the box score.
Yeah,
that doesn't necessarily show up in the box score. I'd rather have that out of him than 8 points. 4 boards in 10 minutes.
I feel like his scoring too, if he does score, will come, if he even plays, will come from putbacks too. Just getting the ball, putting it back in.
He's a garbage man in the best possible way. People, he has
the best garbage man.
He has a nose for the ball around the basket, and he's very good at cleaning up other people's messes.
Okay, you ready for the not?
Who's not?
We're gonna go with Luka Doncic, and this has nothing to do with stats or anything like that, but I don't know if you saw this. Last night, he got teed up for yelling at his own teammate. I believe it was Norman Powell. He screamed at him after a play, and they teed him up, and it was pretty funny.
Luka.
It's hard to blame him.
Yeah. You never know the intricacies of what's going on. It's like we were talking earlier about Tom Brady and Mike Evans yelling at each other. Teammates yell at each other. In almost all cases, it's a brothers are going to fight, families going to fight. We all want the same thing, and they truly do, and they get on each other because they're comfortable enough to get on each other. But then sometimes it's, are you yelling at someone? Like, is Luka frustrated with his teammates? Sure. But also, is he expecting to? I just don't know if that roster is the right one for him.
Yeah.
And you can't get blood out of a turnip, man. Like, you gotta. There's only so much certain guys can do at their talent level, and Luka needs help.
Yeah, that's a poetic way to put it.
Yeah, Luka needs help. That Dallas team though is very still though. I very much, because of him. I love Tim Hardaway Jr. I love Spencer Dinwiddie. I love Dorian Finney-Smith. I mean, that is a sneaky, hard-nosed defensive team. You'd think and I understand where they're coming from when they're building that roster. Luka Doncic, not that he's soft, but Luka's an elite player who is not Mr. Crash the boards, get bloody. He's a
finesse player.
He's a finesse player. Thank you. And that's not an insult. He's tremendous. Possibly the best player, if not top 3 in the game.
Steph Curry's a finesse player.
Sure. And so they've surrounded him with, okay, well, this isn't his world, and we're not going to get pushed around, so we're going to have hard-nosed, high IQ, defensive-minded guys that can crash around. That Jalen Brunson loss is huge for them. They weren't going to give him the money the Knicks did, but and I get it, but that's a huge loss for them. He needs another star. It doesn't have to be another superstar, but I think ultimately to go over the top. It's a lazy comparison here, but who is Luka Doncic's Scottie Pippen or whatever comparison you want to make? Who is
Shaq, maybe?
Yeah.
Because he's more of a I see.
Sure.
Yeah, more similarities.
Who's
there.
his Robin, to his Batman? I don't know, and I don't know that there's anybody on the team that can do that right now. Also, I want to put out there The Athletic said the Pistons have answered calls and have had discussions about Sadiq Bey. Quote, the sense I've received when talking to people around the league is that the 23-year-old might be gettable at the right price. I don't want to, I don't want to say the Kings are one of those teams because I truly don't know. At this point, I think Monty McNair's thing has always been, we're in on every discussion that makes sense. I do know that there's been flirtations with Sadiq Bey in the past by the Kings, so it's worth monitoring.
Also, Nerlens Noel, too. The Kings are flirting with him. So is Dallas, Miami, and Portland. So.
I think, and Monty has been pretty good at broadcasting at least his intent. Like nobody thought that, nobody thought that Tyrese Halliburton was going to get traded. But what Monty did acknowledge on this show and other places he talked was that the roster is imbalanced. We need to balance out the roster. And then going into the offseason, what did he say? We want to add defense and we want to add shooting. Well, he sure as heck added shooting with Herter and Monk and Keegan Murray. And I think Mike Brown was the huge defensive addition more than anything. And I think Mike Brown's probably had more impact defensively on this team than any two decent defensive players. Now you can just plug and play a defensive player as well. Also, I keep an eye on Matisse Thybulle with the Sixers tonight as well. I think that's also another interesting name. Not going to solve the big problem. They need another big. Mo Bamba, we've heard he might be available. You threw in Nerlens Noel, who, it's still young.
28.
God, Nerlens Noel in college. Golly. So good.
Feeling old today.
Just a lot of injuries for Nerlens Noel. News and notes right now, please.
Stand by on this frequency. It's time for the news of the day.
Thank you for ruining the show and dropping a steamer on my journalistic integrity.
Today's important headlines, intelligent analysis, hard-hitting interviews. Yeah, this is none of those things. Here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Oh my God, I love those guys.
All right, today's National Day. There's a couple.
I got birthdays too.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I just in case I got something. So perfect. No. You're neck of the woods. Go ahead. We'll get to that after we talk about National Violin Day.
Oh, good. I'm glad we're talking about this.
I tried to play violin once for like 5 minutes.
It doesn't make sense. How does that work?
I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. It was the worst sound ever, other than like when I had. Do you ever play one of those little recorders?
Yeah.
Well, nobody isolated that. Did you play an instrument growing up?
No, I want to take piano lessons soon, though.
Same.
I really want to. I'm trying.
Everybody does.
Yeah. I don't have money, or I have time, just not money. That's the issue.
I wanted to play saxophone. My daughter plays the trumpet. She actually plays it really well. She's been playing trumpet now for like 5 years. I wanted to play saxophone. We had to play an instrument. I don't know if it was my mom didn't want to spend the money on renting a saxophone, or I don't know what it was. But I ended up playing a flute. There's somewhere out there is got to be a picture of like 6th grade me playing a flute. I could play Camptown Races.
Nice.
That's
good. That's a good song.
And one of them college fights, the college song goes dun 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 dun. I can play that. That's about it. Today is the National Day of the Horse.
Yay.
Yeah, right. Enjoy it. I don't know. You ridden a horse before?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
Just as long as I need one of them old horses, that I can't I've galloped on a horse before very quickly, and then I stopped because it's very scary. Although it's less bumpy, weirdly enough, to gallop on a horse than to trot. Trot, you're just bouncing up and
Trot's
down.
uncomfortable. Yes.
I honestly don't think now that I've aged where I'm at, I don't think trotting will work for me anymore. Let me just say that I feel like there could very easily be an injury that I would suffer now that I might not have suffered 10 to 20 years ago bouncing up and down on a saddle.
You got a car.
What do I need a horse for? It actually kind of...
Cars don't poop.
No. Well, you know what, though? Cars don't jump over fences either, unless you're like Knight Rider.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of respect back in the day how many generations fought battles on horses.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hockey. It's exact. Yeah.
Well, we're not fighting battles either.
Fighting wars is exactly like hockey. The thing about hockey is it always amazes me the amount of things they can do on ice skates when just staying up on ice skates would be a miracle for me. How about fighting a war, like you're shooting or like tossing the arrow or the spear or stabbing or what on a horse?
Yeah.
Imagine like getting into it with some rival of yours, and it's 8:54 now. Coming up at 3 p.m., you and Fred across the street are going to joust.
Oh, Fred is going down. I'm going to crush Fred.
Hey, listen, I Jason's out with kidney stones right now. I can't imagine the pain. I think taking it in the chest from what are they called? Joust bars? Whatever that joust stick is.
I don't know.
Would be, and you fall off your horse and hit the ground.
Yeah. Tough.
Finally, today is National Cocoa Day. Not the movie, as in hot cocoa.
Yeah. All right, cool.
When was the last time you had cocoa?
I actually got it for my little cousin yesterday. I didn't have a sip, so I guess it doesn't count.
Cocoa's underrated. Also, cocoa has caffeine. Be careful when you're drinking it at night. That's something that
really?
I think a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, cocoa has caffeine.
Oh, well why do they give it to kids?
That's what I'm saying. You drink hot cocoa and woohoo.
I did not know that.
Just saying. Celebrity birthdays.
Yeah,
how long do we have here?
A minute. We got 1 minute.
Okay.
I want to do Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi.
Do you have him?
Oh, I've got them all. Yeah, Steve Buscemi turned 65 today.
I had 64.
Does he? I have 60. I have 65. What's going on here?
That is very interesting. Whatever. I just want to ask though, what's your favorite Steve Buscemi movie?
Honestly, weirdly enough, my favorite appearance, and it's not. He has plenty of other great movies. He's 65 today. But him and what was it? Billy Madison.
Yes, the lipstick.
Put the lipstick on.
Yeah.
He has plenty of.
He saves the day in the end.
He really does.
He literally saves he saves Billy's life. For me, it's Reservoir Dogs.
Maybe the most talented man alive. Certainly in the conversation, Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
turns 55 today. Taylor Swift. You love Taylor Swift.
Love her.
Part of your age group. Turns 33.
Dick Van Dyke.
I was gonna say.
Cannot believe he's alive. Good for him.
Yeah,
good for him.
Listen, 97. A national treasure.
We got to get out of here.
Well done today, Nate.
Thanks.
For Mark Jones, for myself, for Jason Ross and Jay Mars, who are off today, and for Nate Littlefield, and all of you listening and watching, we appreciate you so much. See you tomorrow. Jim Rum is next. Bye-bye now.
Jim's house, and the spread is impressive.
Mike's already done some damage with the hot wings, and now he's dropping back and going deep for another slice of pizza.
I sure hope he brought the Pepto.
Mike knows the Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief from unexpected stomach upsets. He's no rookie.
The way he's throwing back those nachos, he's the GOAT.
Be ready for game day with Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Ooh, there's nothing worse than being cold and uncomfortable in your own home. Make sure you and your family are able to enjoy the